Prudent Shalom. We be live.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, most people in the Middle East largely think that Donald Trump is going to strike Pickaxe Mountain, which is the fourth nuclear site of the Islamic Republic, after he came out in a press statement and said that we will hit them for sure, and there's nothing that the Islamic Republic can do about it. We're eagerly awaiting that because we also saw B-1 bombers take off from Britain earlier today, and people largely think that that means tonight. Usually when we go live, the bombings of the nuclear facility will begin. Now, as of now, we don't see any activity by the United States Air Force or Navy along the southern coast of Iran, which would be the, I think, 12th night in a row. They're scheduled to continuing that. Paytaxeth did say so himself, but we're not seeing anything so far. We're going to cover that another ship got hit, the vast amount of U.S. refueling tankers that are pouring into the Middle East, the IRGC troop and tank movements and where they're bringing them, as well as some statements that no government should be making on its own country or soil, some Prince Reza Pahlavi updates, and we will be looking to see, is Pickaxe Mountain going to be destroyed tonight? Is something significant going to happen? The blockade is still in effect. The USS Boxer is actually right there. It's 40 miles off the coast of Oman. It's in theater with thousands of Marines on board, as well as 50,000 personnel in the Middle East of the United States ready to go with a potential invasion into the Islamic Republic. So what's going to be decided? We will see. Probably my best guess is within probably a week or two maximum. And we also have some interesting reports, Armin. I want to get your thoughts on this. A lot of people are coming out, a lot of different intelligence agencies, along with news reporters, are coming out and saying it looks like diplomacy is not getting us anywhere. It also looks like the strikes at this intensity are also not getting us anywhere with the Islamic Republic, suggesting that, hey, we got to do more. We got to really hurt them, hit them where it hurts. And what do you think? Do you think these strikes are having a massive effect on the Islamic Republic? Or do we think we should do more?
Well, obviously, I'm gonna say we should do more for sure. We also have news from Ynet suggesting that the Trump administration is back to wanting to do regime change. Going full regime change mode instead of containment strategy. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing is people are just saying, hey, this isn't working. Negotiating isn't working. Hitting them a little bit like this isn't working. Finish the job.
Interesting. How no, but the report from Ynet suggested that President Trump is basically now moving based on that strategy. I don't know how much to trust this report from Ynet, but they are saying that according to people within the White House, the strategy is shifting. Again, I don't know how accurate this is. It could be true, it could not be true, but this is big news.
Yeah,
Pickaxe Mountain, President Trump mentioning twice also in his meeting with President Aoun of Lebanon, is also a big deal. This is huge.
Yeah, and him saying that means that the Islamic Republic can do nothing about it. Yeah. The IRGC came out and said, if you strike our nuclear facility, we will destroy everything in the region, all U.S. interests in the region, which means, all their allies, even, maybe Amazon headquarters in the Emirates or something like that. Everything's on the table for them. Here's the thing. There is a possibility, and I don't want to disappoint, there's a possibility that what we're doing, what the United States is doing at the moment, is completely sufficient for them. They will neither escalate the strikes nor decrease their intensity. They will continue to do this. And that will largely be the position that they're in. There's a possibility that's the case. There's another scenario where they do land some troops on the southern coast. They go in, they destroy some missile cities, they take over the missile launchers, they create a perimeter, a zone where the Strait of Hormuz is safe now. There's also a possibility that they just conduct a massive air campaign. They start targeting the IRGC police stations, bases, checkpoints, put pressure on the Islamic Republic where it really hurts them, which is a potential uprising from the Iranian people. There's many options on the table. My question is, if it's up to Dan Kane and Brad Cooper, I think they'll go in. They'll finish the job. They'll hit the Islamic Republic where it really hurts. My question is, how limited are they? Is President Trump really seeking another round of negotiations, which is very high possibility? Or is he really fed up? I mean, they've targeted his family. They've targeted him. All these statements about trying to kill him. They're putting the bounties, repeated display of, hey, we don't care. We're going to negotiate with you guys until Trump's out of office. Has it really pushed him over a decision-making line here?
Why not both? I mean, even if you want full regime change, one strategy is to just keep talking to the regime because you don't want them to use everything that they have if they figure out that you're going for regime change.
Yeah.
There's that.
That's the thing we can't tell. Wait, do you have my audio?
Yes, I do. Do you have my audio?
Okay, cool. Yeah. And so let's get started on the map here so we can go through the events of the past 24 hours for you guys. Some pretty interesting thing happened today. So as of last night, I'm checking, and boom, another ship got hit. So pull that up for you guys as well. I think it was what country flag was it? Oh my God, X is taking forever to load up. Here we go. So, that's why. Let me see. There we go. So the crew had to evacuate because another ship got set on fire. Again, the southern route where the United States is bringing ships through the Strait of Hormuz. So it looks like ships are actually still going through to a large extent because the IRGC do not like it, and they're hitting one every single day. We don't know what flag this ship was, but the captain, after evacuating his crew, getting them on a lifeboat, reported that all the crew are safe and that there's no significant leakage of oil into the Persian Gulf there. That's the first thing that happened. But then there's something significant. Let's go to Israel. So guys, if you didn't know, Israel actually has a coastal port in the Red Sea here, and right there. It's called Eilat. And there's a couple of bases in Jordan as well here that the United States put some refueling tankers. There's Prince Sultan Air Base near Riyadh, various different countries. Well, we have information that over the last 24 hours, there has been a significant amount of tankers that are moving from the United States. 217, actually. There are 97 of them in CENTCOM. There's another 77 in Europe. And then the 41 of them that moved from rotation out of the Middle East into Europe and back into the US. Some of those are actually coming back. And there's only 2 that we don't know. So we actually have possibly 200 refueling tankers that are going to be taking part in this upcoming operation. And if we take a look at the Chinese satellites, the information that they give us is that the Chinese, and largely us in the public internet, see that there are 123 tankers that took flight and conducted some sort of operation in the past 3 days. Every single day, 41 tankers are conducting operations. So that's the intensity that we can see. The strikes that have been happening along the southern coast of Iran, that means 40 tankers. We have 200. We have 200 that we could use. So that means the intensity of these strikes could be several fold, and I believe that they will be. And that's just based off of the logistics here. So they're also saying here, according to the satellite which tracking, this is also the same way that I first figured out we were moving ships through the Strait of Hormuz, without the IRGC finding out in the beginning. That's why the price of oil was staying low. And they're saying that
you figured that out
yeah.
before mainstream media, before anyone
Yeah.
else. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Chinese intel. Look, everything here is in Chinese, by the way, but it just followed the lines and it made sense. These lines are all of the refueling tanker operation activities. So you can see they're well into the Persian Gulf right there in the middle of it, really, really close to Iran. Then they fly back more inland to land and have a safe area. Again, last 3 days, 123. 41 of them per day. And roughly of those, I think it was about, where is it? So at minimum, for example, yesterday, at minimum 17 refueling tankers were used in that operation. So that was a pretty intensive bombing campaign that I saw last night. That was 17. We have at least 5 more in the immediate Middle East area. So that means the intensity of last night's strikes can be 5 times more, if not 10 times more, bringing in all the refueling tankers from Europe. And we might do that. We actually might do that. So something got leaked. Up here in Bulgaria, there were some refueling tankers by the United States of America. And they got found out by the Bulgarian government because the IRGC, this guy, the foreign spokesperson, directly threatened Bulgaria and said that that country is hosting U.S. refueling tankers, prompting the Bulgarian parliament to immediately pass a vote on whether or not they should allow this. Looks like they didn't even know that was happening. And that's currently up for vote right now. So I think there was about 7 refueling tankers. Let me just double check that. Make sure that's a correct number. 8. So there's 8 refueling tankers in Bulgaria. They had them at a regular civilian airport. Got found out, looks like by Chinese satellites. They told the Islamic Republic, issued the threat. So we have some assets in Europe that might be used for it. So again, Bulgaria, guys, is right there. It's right above Greece, right next to Turkey. And it's not too far away from northern Iran here. Let's take a look at the troop movements that the IRGC are conducting. So the IRGC are now moving more and more tanks into southern Iran. Let me take a look at this clip. They're moving a lot of armor, actually, significant amounts of armor, which during the Iran-Iraq War, the last major war that Iran participated in, this was the place where Saddam Hussein was able to launch an invasion into Iran and was largely successful in the beginning.
Wait,
that's the
this
border.
Is fake, though.
This
video is fake. What do they say this is? What do they claim this is?
These are IRGC tanks moving towards Khuzestan.
Yeah, this is old.
This is old?
Yeah.
Really? This is a DEJ posting it.
I know, but this is wrong. DJ made a mistake.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know DJ usually doesn't. Yeah, DJ doesn't make usually mistakes, but this video I think is confirmed that it's old, and
okay.
There is a lot of rumor that the Islamic Republic is going to do a land attack on Kuwait. They don't. Iran and Kuwait don't share a border.
Yeah, they don't. There's a 20-kilometer, actually, I think 50-kilometer stretch of land between them.
But I think this is old. But like, double check that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Maybe they're wrong. Right.
But, no, I could be right.
But there is a lot of rumor in Iran that there's going to be a land attack on Kuwait. But that video I think is old. Like, maybe you could send it to me while you're talking. I could do some research.
Sure. No, thanks for pointing that out. That may be old, but however, we did see another clip that was confirmed from the south of Esfahan also moving tanks. So they are moving it in some capacity. Again, guys, they can move as many tanks as they want. Is it going to make a difference? They have no aerial, threats. So we can just move our planes in and take them out whenever we like. Not a big difference. It's kind of like Pakistan fighting the Taliban, actually, because the Pakistanis have an air force and the Afghanis don't. So it's kind of a one-sided war there. We can, however, see this clip. This was confirmed that they're instead moving missile launchers in a very conceited way. Take a look at this truck.
امید جون ارادت امروز 29/4 ببین بیناموسا این جاده فرودگاه خمینی ملعونه ببین بیناموسا لانچرها رو اینجوری میبرن اینا تریلیای لانچره یه دونه ماشینم پشت اسکورت میکنه یعنی حرومزادا با ماشین شخصی مردم میبرن.
So this clip did get verified by multiple figures, including Iran International. This is a mobile missile launcher that the Islamic Republic has, and they're moving it. You can see a little bit better there. They're moving it from Imam Khomeini Airport, which is the biggest international airport in Iran. I think it's still south, my best guess. So we're not actually sure which road this is on. He didn't say which road it was, but so there's some pretty significant movements and how scared they are for their missile launchers not to get hit. There's an additional reports from open source intelligence that the Islamic Republic is moving in forces to the Khuzestan border. So again, that would be the Iran-Iraq border, trying to, potentially invade Kuwait. Guys, there's a 50-kilometer stretch. And quite frankly, I'm not sure how successful that would be. I think many of you guys could probably answer that statement for me. So with that, let me show you guys what's going to happen with Pickaxe Mountain. So let's begin with what we see out of the United Kingdom. So we were able to spot, at least people in Britain who like to watch the Fairford base and to see what picks up and what lands there, did manage to spot a B-1 bomber take off from Fairford. I actually know what the flight time is for them to reach the Middle East. I'm assuming it's probably maybe 10 hours or so, maybe a little bit longer. I'm really not sure about that one. But that is why largely people are believing that tonight we will see some sort of B-1, B-2 action. That, along with Trump's statements that he will hit Pickaxe Mountain and that there's nothing the Islamic Republic could possibly do about it. Those are all the troop movements that we've seen so far. Oh, again, for anyone that didn't hear, the USS Boxer is currently right around here. That's a Greek ship. So the USS Boxer is about 40 to 50 miles off the coast of Oman, about east. So it's somewhere in this general area in the Arabian Sea. And it's been hanging out there for a few days now. So it looks like they're pretty much ready in theater for whenever the orders may come for them to be used. Did you hear anything about the USS Boxer, or do you think?
What direction is it moving towards?
It's just doing donuts. It just goes in a circle in this general area. Just hangs around here. Yeah. With that, we can show you guys a little bit of a comparison. Guys, this is a very prominent Iranian analyst, Iranian opposition, so people like me and Armin. And he is a very close friend to Morad Vaisi. In fact, they talk every day. And Morad Vaisi gets some of his analysis from this man, Mehdi Parpanchi. He did a little comparison that I thought was interesting, right? Of course, it's not apples to apples. It's not one-to-one. But he's saying that Iraq in 1991, so they had 60 military divisions. They had 5,700 tanks, 3,000 artillery, 900 aircraft, incredible defensive network, 1 million strong military, ballistic missiles, all of that, right? They had all of that. And he's saying that ultimately Saddam Hussein fell into a sort of delusion. He thought that if he hits the Persian Gulf infrastructure, the oil, so he set the Kuwaiti oil on fire, he dumped oil into the Persian Gulf, he did all these things, and he thought that he could make the world put so much pressure on America that they would back off, and America would leave him alone and lack the ability to defeat him, right? So he thought all this military power would, and the destruction of the Middle East would save him. And it turned out, as we all know in history, that turned out to be completely false. Actually made the United States and the other countries in the world band together more to destroy him. And Mehdi Parpanchi largely believes that the same scenario is happening. The Islamic Republic is treading down the same path. They exaggerate their own military capabilities. They think their enemy is weak. They fall into a delusion. They think that surviving means winning. And they're hitting the infrastructure of the Persian Gulf. So let's see if, maybe history won't repeat itself here, but there are some patterns that we're seeing. You can largely predict the outcome of that.
Wait, can I show something? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it about?
Okay, so look at this, guys. This is why you come to us. We double check things.
Exclusive.
No, it's not. It's just what you showed. I just wanted to show. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so this is the video that DEJ posted. Okay, look at this. So is that this?
Yeah, it is.
It's the same, right?
Yeah, it's the same. Ooh.
2023. Right. So I found it. So guys, look at this. DJ is a trusted, it's a trusted source by so many people, right?
Yeah.
And I, within how many minutes did it take? 5 minutes? 5 minutes, did more research than this news organization and found out that this video is not recent, it's old. 5 minutes.
Someone's asking, what is DEJ? Guys, they're a Iranian organization that, up till now, posted legit information. They made a mistake. It happens.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
They should hire Mr. Navabi to...
They can't afford me. Yes.
Should we take a listen at what Donald Trump said about Pickaxe Mountain, the fourth and remaining nuclear facility that currently has active nuclear centrifuges in it? We don't know what they're doing down there. Let's see what he said today.
They may have, we don't have it on record. They may have, we don't have it on record. All we do is read the fake news. We see the news is so wrong so many times. So, maybe this one they have right, but it's okay. It doesn't mean anything unless they have the material. You're talking about the centrifuges. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything unless they have the material. They don't have, we follow the material. That's where the action is. And we'll be hitting that area probably pretty soon. And there's not a thing they can do about it. Normally I wouldn't say that. If I thought they could do something about it, I would never say that. But we'll be hitting that area pretty soon, and very heavily.
So, there's nothing they can do about it.
Amazing.
Interesting. I would never say it myself. I would never give my enemies, any sort of chance. But hey, Donald Trump has created this air that he's a complete mad dog. You don't know what he's going to do at all, ever. So he could say this and not do it. You don't know. The White House did post a video, though. They posted this video today. Let's take a look.
We never had it like we have it now. And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you f around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
The 47th President of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when he tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. And now, if you don't know, now you know.
The former regime had every chance to make a peaceful and sensible deal. But Tehran was not negotiating. This operation is a clear, decisive mission.
There is no way in the world that this terroristic regime was going to get nuclear weapons, not under Donald Trump's watch.
And there we go. So there's some signaling coming out of the White House and President Trump's administration. We have a couple more clips. They got grilled in front of Congress and the Senate. So there's some interesting questions being asked by some senators to the administration right now. One of which we can see is this.
Are Russia and China helping Iran? And if so, how?
Well, Senator, as the chairman alluded to, there's definitely adversary alignment, attempts to do so. And there are many ways that we deter that, some of which are, and the depth and extent of it ought to remain classified, and it should, but there are ways in which both of those countries are limiting at different levels, enabling some of the things Iran is doing. Yes.
Gotcha. So China and Russia are helping. Here's the thing. People think that when the US troops got killed a few days ago in the Jordanian base, that was because of Russia and China. It's actually not the case. Those coordinates were available for the Islamic Republic to strike whenever they wanted to. They only chose to do it now. They could have done it at any point. That's escalation. They're testing the limits of the United States. How much punishment, how many casualties can the US Army and Air Force take before something happens? They're testing it. Which is why I believe that we have to strike back as hard as possible directly on the IRGC. If you want to take the southern coast, you want to put pressure on the IRGC, do it fast. Don't let the Iranian people suffer needlessly. Take out the IRGC, their police stations, their bases, their armories. That's how you put real pressure on them. And I understand that the United States has different priorities. I understand that. But you need to take into account that there's 94 million people in this country who are actively suffering every single day. And it's all the fault of the IRGC. It's all their fault. They've warmongered. They brought the war here. It's their fault. It's not the US. Let's actually take a look. You know, when we say that the IRGC is at fault for, you know, all these wars and warmongering, let's see what the IRGC have to say about that. Let me ask this question to this IRGC commander. Hey, so let's say, like, you know, the Americans land on the shores of the Islamic Republic and so on. Like, what are you going to do about that? Let's see what he says.
Ali, bring it up. You didn't share the screen.
Oh, he didn't? Yeah. There it is. Oh, that's awkward, guys. I'm just kind of staring there at my own. Take a listen at what this IRGC commander says if the Americans land on the shore and maybe take a couple of spots.
یعنی منطق جنگ وقتی دو تا کشور با هم می‌جنگن، حتی اگر بخشی از خاک این کشور مورد اشغال طرف دیگر قرار بگیره، اون کشور مجبور باشه خاک خودش رو هم در واقع مورد هدف قرار میده برای اینکه به دشمن تلفات وارد کنه.
I mean, what did he say?
He said we're gonna bomb Iran.
Did he just say he's going to destroy his own country?
Well, he said if they come, yeah. Well, he said that he's gonna bomb. IRGC is gonna bomb Iran. He said when the Americans come in, they're gonna bomb the areas where the Americans are, even if it's inside Iran.
Yep. So if the Americans come and take the biggest port, Bandar Abbas, which has been under constant bombardment, it's largely isolated in terms of roads and tunnels and bridges. So if the Americans come and occupy this city, for example, in any sort of capacity, let's just say a few hundred troops, they will level the city. I'm not kidding. They will level the city to hurt Americans. They will do it. They will pound that city with artillery and drones until there's nothing left. I would not put it past them. Let's take another look at what these clowns are up to in the Islamic Republic. So guys, in this video, just make sure I am streaming. Okay, I'm showing you guys this one. Just take a look at the map in the middle. The point on the right is Bandar Abbas. Okay, that's where the majority of the bombardment by the United States is happening. The point on the left is where these people in the video are. Okay, just keep that in mind. You want to come to the south of Iran? Come. It's ready. By the way, he's hundreds, if not 1,000 miles away. Look at that. He's 1,000 miles away on the eastern part, away from Bandar Abbas and away from the bombardment. And they come in on state media and the Islamic Republic like, we're not afraid. Do it. Take it. Take the southern coast. We want you guys to come.
همه اونایی که دنبال میگشتید، همه اونایی که میگید دلتون واسه جنوب میتپه، بسم الله، توپ و تانک و ترقه و همه چی هم آماده است.
Come. We have everything for you. We have artillery, tanks, everything for you guys ready to come. And they're sitting 1,700 kilometers away. This is the Islamic Republic.
So let me give context for what happened here, okay? So these people were like, let's have war, let's go fight, like let's go destroy America, Israel. Screw the MOU, negotiations, no death to the compromisers, stuff like that. And then what happened was Americans started bombing the Islamic Republic in southern Iran. And now the people who were, pro-negotiations, they were like, well, here we go. Here's your war. You wanted war? Now we have war. Are you happy now? You said you're going to fight. Like, oh, you brought all of these guns and, RPGs on live TV. And you said we're going to go fight. We're going to go die for our country, blah, blah, blah. So here's war. Go. Why are you not going? And then there's so many of them kept up with excuses or like, well, actually, we don't need, like, they don't need us. They're doing great and stuff like. So people started making fun of them. People started making fun of them that, like, what happened? You wanted war. Here's war. Go fight. Go become a martyr. So these people over here were so humiliated they decided to go south. But they're like, here, you wanted us to go south? Well, okay, we're south. We're here. You see, we told you we're gonna go south. And then the people went and got them out. They're like, "What are you talking about? You're 1,000 kilometers away from all the action. What? Like you're at somewhere else? That's like okay, that's south, but that's
so
not where the attacks are
brave.
happening."
Guys, they're so brave. Look at them.
So people edited this video making fun of them, showing like they're bragging about yes, we're in the south, but they're showing everybody how far away from the action they are.
And then let's take a look at what one of the IRGC commanders is saying is about to happen to, the Americans and the Zionists in the upcoming war. Let's see what he says. What is he going to do? So the guy asks him, he's like, what about True Promise 3?
Well, he's dead.
Like,
this is Hajizadeh, right?
Yeah, Hajizadeh.
Okay. So this guy died in the previous. Yes. So this is old video, but we're making fun of him now, right? Yeah, because we can see. Okay, go back.
Sorry,
go
go
back. Yeah. No. I just wanted to give people context that this is not a new video. This is an old video, and this guy was killed by the Israelis. So now we're gonna watch him do Gundaguzi, which means basically all talk and what is that? Yeah, basically all talk but no action. And you're gonna see what he claimed will happen, compare it to what actually happened. So go on.
Yeah.
وعده صادق 3 چی؟ به اذن الله انجام خواهد شد ولی این امکانی که دست ما هست چون یک
He's like, what about True Promise 3, which has happened right now, I think? And he's like, well, yes, absolutely. So according to all the possibilities and all the force and power that we have,
اینو مفت از دست نمیدیم ما.
we're not going to give up so easily.
این رو در فرصت همونطور که وعده صادق 1 انجام شد و 2 انجام شد.
Just like we did True Promise 1 and 2.
حتما انجام خواهد شد. خب به هر حال مسئولین پیش بینی دارن برای این قضیه و در شرایط مناسب باید از این استفاده کنیم. مفت نباید از این.
According to all the power that we have, True Promise 3, well, we'll see what happens. We'll do something. We'll see what happens. And then he dies. And then the Islamic Republic falls apart. And their militaries falls apart.
Yeah. All the promises that they made, none of them happened, and they died.
He couldn't even give a good threat, though. He just said, we will, we have things that we'll do. Okay. Sure.
خیلی تاثیرگذار بود.
I'm actually really scared about that. But here's the thing. So we've seen them not be so successful in this total, operation as a whole. Let's get what Prince Reza Pahlavi thinks about this war. Let's see what he thinks about all these operations that have happened by the United States and Israel. He's come out and directly said it.
Government to decide who or what should be the alternative for Iran. That's up to the Iranian people. I've never asked for any kind of endorsement from any leader or governments. We cannot expect people to be able to safely return to the streets to take on the final battle without some degree of either protection or means to neutralize forces that are hostile to them. And that's part of the reason why the campaign that started as a result of the massacre that led to the intervention by the Israelis and the American forces to strike the regime was an element that was perhaps a necessary step to avoid further bloodshed, but also to empower the people to the extent of saying the playing field will be equalized. When you have the mechanism of repression of the regime that were weakened as a result of those strikes, without which it will be very difficult for them to confront this regime. Those are added help. Those are the kind of outside interventions that may be required. On January 8th and 9th, people went to the streets still peacefully, just chanting the slogan. When that happens, you cannot expect that by the same method of non-violence, you can achieve the same result with the way this regime is behaving. This intervention can actually help save more lives that will otherwise also. So it's really a matter of trying to protect more lives from being lost under this regime that is demonstrating that it has no limit in terms of how far it's willing to go to kill its own citizens. My position as a transitional leader is I'm not the destination.
Javid Shah. So, Prince Reza Pahlavi just expressed his support. He didn't say anything for a while, but he has said now pretty clearly that, look, this is working. It's helping the Iranian people to fight the regime in terms of the elements of repression, Basij, machine guns, checkpoints, they're weakened. And that's true. They are weakened. Having no money to pay them, the proxies, the terrorists that can't come in and murder the Iranian people not coming in, that is added help from the intervention. But, and it's not his place to say, but he didn't give his criticism, which he actually has kind of said, which is you cannot negotiate with this regime. They're terrorists. It's very clear what negotiation is going to get you. And it's not his job to really push that. It's our job to say that you cannot make a deal with this regime. There is no deal except for a surrender deal. It looks like more and more people in the Trump administration are waking up to this fact, perhaps even J.D. Vance, although I'm not sure.
I don't think so. J.D. Vance just, I mean, we don't know. J.D. Vance just recently had some reports saying that the people around J.D. Vance were trying to cause a delay between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu.
I heard about
Did
that.
you see that report? Yeah.
I did. So Netanyahu is trying to come to the United States for Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral. And he also wants to secure a meeting with Donald Trump while he's here to give him a more, hawkish, let's finish off the regime kind of plan. And J.D. Vance and his team, they're doing their best, supposedly, to block this from happening. And, it would kind of make sense because there's still a small chance that J.D. Vance can go back to negotiating, right? He thinks that. He's like, maybe I can make this right again. It's not over. I can still negotiate with the Islamic Republic and fix my mess and look good. So it makes sense as why he would block that.
It could also be fake just to appease the base of support that J.D. Vance was. Like it could be a fake leak. Always consider that. Or a fake.
And also, we see these patterns before as well, that there's a rift between the U.S. and Israel. It's nothing we've not seen. There's another clip that I want to show you guys about Prince Reza Pahlavi. He talks about the MEK and separatists, the regime, and then he also says what you, watching the stream, who wants a free Iran, how you should conduct yourself, what behavior you should have. So these are directions.
There are certain lines that I'm not going to cross, and I'll be very honest with you. There are three distinct groups that we simply cannot work with. The pro-regime elements, the MEK, and separatists. I believe in pluralism. I believe in tolerance. I believe in civility, in debate, in argument, in comportment, respect, and no hostility of any kind or no brutality of any kind. That goes for everyone. Anybody who claims to be my supporter has to understand that these are the guidelines. And anyone who would violate these guidelines, I don't consider a supporter, and I'll be the first to condemn that behavior. And if their behavior is criminal, that they will face the full penalty of the law in any country in which such violation has occurred. Let me be very clear about that. As far as every single statement made by my team, we are certainly establishing a much stricter protocol now in terms of to what extent people who are closely associated with me have to be able to censor themselves, which is very unfair to begin with because it's a violation of free speech, but at the same time, you can no longer act independently. You have to be much more careful about what we said or not. There are certain...
So, what do you think about that? Is there anything that pops into your head?
I mean, it's a huge confirmation of what we have been saying so far. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how you know. That's how you know we're helping him. We're helping him. It's right there. We are all helping him, not just me and Armin. When you guys come and you are not conducting, violent behavior, you are helping Prince Reza Pahlavi. All those protests that you guys saw about the Iranian people on the streets of Toronto, Munich, LA, which I attended, there's no violence. The regime supporters show up. We do not attack them. They attack us. We do not attack them. We are above that.
This is what are the three groups that he excluded? The MEK, the separatists. What was the third one?
The separatists.
Yeah, the separatists, the MEK, and who else?
Regime supporters.
Regime support, of course. So I think this is the Tolerance Paradox by Karl Popper, The Tolerance of Intolerance. So these are the people that you cannot tolerate because they don't tolerate you, because you can tolerate people as long as they don't take away your rights, as long as they don't violate your rights, right? As long as they tolerate you.
Yes.
So tolerance of intolerance is cowardice.
Absolutely. So you guys know the guidelines. You guys know how to best support the Iranian people with your conduct. Whenever we get directions from Prince Joseph Pahlavi, that is what we do. That is the best way. Whether you want Pahlavi as the leader of Iran or not, you have to realize that he is the best way for us to get to a free Iran, no matter what. There is no one else. Name one other person that could do what he does. There is not a such person in this world.
Doesn't even come close.
After all the decades of Iranian opposition, he is the only person left. There were some people that came and went. They tried to be grifters, to lead some certain movements. None of them are around anymore. The only person who's been there from the beginning and still saying the same things, hasn't changed himself. Some people call him a grifter. He's not a grifter if you've been saying the same things since the beginning. So,
I mean,
guys,
a grifter, he sacrificed everything, including 2 members of his family. This entire family has seen nothing but pain and misery for their activity. Grifting
Yes.
what? Punishment, misery, losing your family members. They
Yes.
had everything, and what can he get from all of this? He could only lose. The only thing that he gains from there's nothing for him to gain other than putting himself in danger, other than putting his wife in danger, and other than putting his daughters in danger. There's nothing to gain from this.
Absolutely. Someone asked, what does HRH stand for? His Royal Highness. All right. With that, I want to talk to you guys about tonight. So this would be the 11th night in a row that the United States attacks the Islamic Republic. So far, it's almost 2 a.m. in Iran, and we do not see any attacks. There might be a possibility tonight that we do not have attacks. That could mean a couple things, right? Could just mean nothing. Could mean that the US is preparing for something. It could also mean that perhaps, and I hate to be this guy, it could be that the Islamic Republic, after hearing that Trump was really going to strike Pickaxe Mountain, that, you know, maybe the pressure's getting to them, offered him something of substance to get him to stop. These are pretty much the options. What do you think about those options? I'm not saying this is happening, guys.
The option, okay, so I was on the Persian Discord server doing, like, before we went live on the Persian channel. Over there, they were saying that they think, Iranians inside Iran, they think that this is the calm before the storm, because right after the American soldiers were killed, all of a sudden the American activity, instead of going up, it went down. So their thought is that this only would make sense if they stop paying for something big. If they're basically regrouping, reassessing to do something big. That was their assessment. I'm not saying it's correct, but that was their understanding.
I agree with that. Here's one more thing that will support our claim. Today, another E-11A aircraft left the United States on its way for Europe and then the Middle East. The E-11A aircraft is a command and surveillance aircraft. During the 40-day war, the US used 5 of them for the entire operation. Since then, we have added more, and there's another one on its way right now. The same things that we said before February 28th were what? We said There's no way that the United States is moving all these troops to actually start the war, right? There's just for show, it's for threat, it's for, you know, some pressure, and then it happened. It happened, and here we are. And it's about to happen again, in my opinion. I mean, I've been saying this, we've been saying this. Everything points to a massive operation.
One thing that might be good news, we have to see, is that the Houthi pressure point doesn't seem to be that big of a deal as of. I don't know if it's going to continue being the same, but we'll see. I mean, here's the problem though. The Houthi, so whether the Americans do a big response or not, could also depend on what they think the Islamic Republic will do in response, right? So we have Hezbollah, we have the Houthis, we have the Strait of Hormuz, and we have also the threat of hitting a lot of infrastructure in the Arab countries, the oil infrastructure, water desalination plants, and as you mentioned, tech companies, American tech companies in the Arab countries around the Persian Gulf. So basically, commercial and industrial infrastructure in the Arab countries. So this is what the world is afraid of right now, right? So we're going to go heavy and do all sorts of boom booms against the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic still hasn't played some of its cards that people are wondering if they would be significant, or is it going to be a paper tiger again, like they, many times are, right? Hezbollah, the good thing is that Hezbollah, we have made President Trump has made a lot of progress. Israelis made a lot of progress against Hezbollah, and now President Trump also has helped the Israelis with this whole peace deal agreement with Lebanon. So we have made a lot of progress there with Hezbollah. With the Houthis, it might be not that big of a deal. The problem with the Houthis is that even if they declare a blockade around for Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabian ports, even if they don't do anything, it will still, just the fact that they announced it means that some Saudi ships would want to not go through Bab el-Mandeb. On Ali, by the way, today I learned that the Suez Canal is too narrow for big oil tankers. I didn't know that. I was like, I thought it was horrible because instead of going through Bab el-Mandeb, they would have to go through the Suez Canal. And if they're going to go through Suez Canal, if they want to sell to China, they have to go all the way down, and it's going to be like a really long journey. Today I learned that they can't even go through. So if you want to get the oil
from Russia,
yeah. So if you want to get the oil through the Suez Canal, you have to empty the giant oil tankers to smaller Suez size boats and go through the Suez Canal, which is like a lot less capacity, or basically get it on shore in Egypt and get it through pipes, the rest of the way, which I think has only less than 2 million a day, 2 million barrels a day oil capacity. So that's horrible. So the Houthis seem to be weak right now, but people are saying they could have an influence by just announcing a blockade, by saying like, yeah, we're going to hit you. And even if they don't do anything, the ships are like, nah, we don't want to go through. So that's the problem with the Houthis. But they're still the biggest card that the Islamic Republic is holding, like, don't do it, don't hit my power plants, don't hit my bridges, don't hit pickaxe, is still this. Still, because attacks on Israel is not very important, because Israel is doing a good job defending itself, and the Islamic Republic's missiles are not doing as much damage as they used to, so not doing that much of a damage. The Houthis might cause Saudi Arabia a lot of headache. I don't think the Americans would be that bothered. Yeah, sure, oil reserves, but it's still not that significant of a pressure yet on Bab el-Mandeb. People doubt how much pressure they could put. But the wild card, the main leverage that people are like, ooh, is this a big deal or is this not a big deal? Is the Islamic Republic's claim that we're going to go heavy on oil infrastructure, tech companies, and water desalination on the Arab countries around the Persian Gulf. So don't know how big of a deal that is, and we'll see, I guess, soon.
Saudi Arabia got the green light to deal with the Houthis from the US, so it looks like they're helping each other in some sort of way. But you're right. I don't know how much this threat by the Houthis is going to be, because the equipment that they are getting from the Islamic Republic is getting intercepted pretty well by Saudi and the government of Yemen. They'll still be able to do some significant damage by just capturing maybe 2, 3, 4 ships. That might be their capabilities, but after that, they're going to be wiped out. So they have to play that card at the exact moment that the IRGC wants them to play it on. You know, I had some thoughts about what you could do or what should be done here against this Islamic Republic. So, as far as we know, Armin, the Islamic Republic is not a normal country. It doesn't care if its infrastructure is destroyed, because if it did, it wouldn't keep hitting the ships in the Strait of Hormuz. But it keeps on hitting them. And it knows that the infrastructure in the south of the country is going to get destroyed. It knows that Trump's threats about, wiping out the electrical power plants in Iran are a credible threat. And we've seen ports and railways and bridges and tunnels get hit. There's another couple of things that don't make the Islamic Republic a normal country. The Islamic Republic doesn't care if the citizens of its own country die. In fact, they've killed more of their own citizens than any war in the past 20, 30 years of its country has done. They've killed 100 times more through direct shooting of their own citizens, not to mention the mismanagement that cost millions of more Iranians' lives. They don't even care if their top leadership is killed. They don't even care if most of their leadership is wiped out. So you got a country that doesn't care if its infrastructure is destroyed, if its citizens die, or if its leadership is mostly killed. As long as a few of them are able to keep control of the Islamic Republic, that's the only important thing for them. They only care about them not being overthrown. So how do we fight a country that doesn't care? Its population suffers, infrastructure is destroyed, and its leadership are mostly killed. I'm actually curious to see what people in the chat think. I think there's a couple answers here. I'm thinking of one in particular. I mean, how do you deal with a country like that?
Humiliation.
And what have we done to humiliate them?
After you defeat them, you bring them to the negotiating table, and you make them do the things that they promised they would never do, and then after they sign the agreement, then you bomb them. After they sign an agreement, after they sign an agreement, after they went to their own followers and their base of support, saying we had to sign this to stop the military operation, and we won. Right after that, you start bombing them. So you humiliated them, and then you also show to their base of support that it didn't do anything, it was just a humiliation ritual.
Yes. So they're worried about being overthrown. So humiliating them works because they have 3% of the population. Humiliation
works because this is ideological, and when it comes to when their main source, when these people's legitimacy is ideological, right? And that worldview needs to be broken. If you don't break that worldview, no matter how much, it's important to defeat them in the battlefield. It's important to crush them economically. But if you don't go at their root, which is their worldview, it will grow back always, right? You need to hit them. You need to hit the fundamentals where all of this is built upon. You need to make their base of support lose faith. You need to make them lose faith in the regime if you want the whole thing to come crumbling down.
And we'll tell you guys later what we're going to do in a post-free Iran to make sure that this doesn't happen again ever. But it really hurts them, right? Because they only have 3% of the population. If that 3% gets splintered, starts fighting each other, I mean, at the end of the day, you need a portion of the population of a country, even if you're a murderous Nazi regime, to rule, right?
Right. So you mentioned the Nazis. Again, people have to understand that the Nazis and the communists, the Nazis in World War II and the communists in the Cold War were defeated also ideologically, right? Like it wasn't, the world had to, the way the Cold War was won was not just on battlefields. I mean, I know it was a Cold War, but there were still military operations everywhere, right? It wasn't just the military aspect of it, right? The Berlin Wall was brought down by average people. The Berlin Wall was not brought down by a military operation. Average people took it down. You know why average people took it down? Because the West won that battle, not just from a military, from in the battlefield, but also ideologically. That's what you have to do here. You have to utterly defeat these people in the battlefield of ideas.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
And that's why every single one of you here is a soldier in this battle. Given that we're fighting the narrative war, the information war, and the psychological war, this is psychological warfare. Not just that means that every single one of you with a YouTube account, with an X account, with a Facebook account, with an Instagram account could participate in this global fight.
Even just liking and reposting, you don't have to go in and do any more than that. But make sure you are here on our side. The other part, how you overthrow this regime. You hit them at their ideological center, you split them apart, you make everyone against them. And I mean everyone, even their own supporters. But then the other way is money. No one can function. Doesn't matter how evil you are. If you don't have the money, you cannot carry out the means of evil. They are so starved of money right now. Incredibly starved of money. They're just hoping, they're not even hoping that they'll get money at this point. They're simply just trying to hold on to whatever they have left and see if they can weather the storm. My best bet is maybe even at the hope of building a dirty bomb, a nuclear weapon of some sort, or a chemical weapon or a virus or something like that. Who knows? That's why you have to get rid of them. They will always want that. And more money will ensure that they will be overthrown as well. So I think that's why His Royal Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi came out and said these things in support. It looks like it's doing more good than harm, in his opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Prince Reza Pahlavi for years have said that the strategy of maximum pressure on the Islamic Republic and maximum support for the Iranian people is the way to go. This has been his strategy all the time. And when it comes to maximum pressure, that means everything. That means military pressure against the Islamic Republic, economic pressure against the Islamic Republic. When it comes to maximum pressure, right? We use like information warfare against the Islamic Republic. So in the same sense, maximum support also means everything, including arming the Iranian people.
Absolutely. Arming the Iranian people is a crucial part of our three-pronged strategy. Guys, we have some breaking news.
Oh.
We have some breaking news. Let me pull this up for you guys. Wow.
Boom booms in Tehran. Boom booms in Tehran.
We do have boom booms in Tehran.
Really? Is that what it is?
Boom booms in Tehran.
No way. Guys, prayer works. I'm an atheist. It works. So God is real.
My translator isn't working. Hold up.
What?
I'm trying to put this in
Are you
English. So
kidding
people,
me?
okay, can
Are
you
you
just read this
sure?
for us? So we don't know what it's caused by. Okay.
اوکی در بخشی از نارمک تهران صدای شنیده شده که معلوم نیست مربوط به چی بوده. پیام‌های دریافتی: سلام، شرق نارمک صدای خیلی بلند مثل انفجار. من سمت نارمکم، الان یه صدای شبیه به انفجار پهپاد شنیدم. شرق تهران نارمک. Okay, so guys, Vahid is somebody who has direct sources from inside Iran. Unlike some other people who say that we have direct sources and they're just getting their news from somewhere else and then they're telling you I have direct sources from inside Iran. Vahid Online actually has direct sources inside Iran, and he copy and paste those direct sources to us. And yeah, exactly. He's saying that many people at the same time are messaging him and saying that they've been hearing in eastern Iran, they've been hearing such loud explosion like sound, and their glasses are shaking. So some big explosion apparently had just happened in eastern Tehran. When was this?
This was 2 minutes ago. Sorry, 5 minutes
2
ago
minutes
now.
ago. 5. Wow, Vahid got it faster than Shin. Oh, nope. Shin got it 10 minutes ago.
Oh, you got 10 minutes
Explosion
ago? Okay.
Explosion in eastern Tehran.
I saw that 1 minute ago. It says 3:38.
Yes. So guys, the only two sources that you should be when it comes to emergency news, the only three sources that we trust right now, unless something changes about them, is Iran International, Vahid Online, and Shin.
Yes. And they are pretty famous in Iran as well. Okay, so let's see. All right. We have explosions in eastern Tehran. He did say drone. It sounded like a drone, but I mean, guys, these people are pretty shell-shocked, and a lot of the explosion sounds can sound pretty different to them. Okay, so while we keep an eye on that, I'm going to keep a close eye on the
East
explosions
Tehran.
in Tehran right now, on East Tehran.
East Tehran.
Yeah, while that happens, so East Tehran, that's closer to some of the missile cities there. Could be that.
We don't know.
While we do that, let's show you guys some of the clips about the Islamic Republic politicians that we can see at the moment. And as soon as I hear more, I will be giving that information straight to you guys. So this is Resai. And he comes in, he starts criticizing Ghalibaf.
Rasai.
So
yeah,
I saw
that. I haven't played this, but I saw it. I saw the headline. I'm like, oh my god, how? So this is good because I saw this video. I didn't play it. I want to see how direct the attack is going to get. Like, are the gloves off?
Guys, before we show you guys this clip, we're going to continue to keep an eye on the explosions, and also it looks like the southern coast may also. We're hearing some preliminary explosions in the southern coast. So this may actually be the 11th night in a row the United States of America is attacking the Islamic Republic. We'd also want to take a second to tell you guys, please subscribe to both of our channels, Ali Samani, Liberty Politics. We're here every single day. We're undoubtedly your best choice for Iran-related news in general in the English language and probably maybe even Farsi. We'd appreciate that. Yes. So with that, let's go to the video.
طرف هی داره میزنه، الان جنوب ایران شده جنوب لبنان. بعد این آقایون هنوز میگن که اگر شما زیر ساختای ما رو بزنید، زیر ساختاتون رو میزنید.
They're hitting us all the time. They've turned the southern coast of Iran into Lebanon. Like, you know, the Israelis are just conducting operations in Lebanon whenever they want. And then our officials are still saying, let's negotiate with them, or if they hit our infrastructure, we'll hit their infrastructure.
Yeah, so basically the summary is our stupid Islamic Republic officials, while our infrastructure is being hit, are saying, if you hit our infrastructure, we're going to hit your infrastructure. So Russia is saying, Mother Tucker, they are hitting our infrastructure. Why are you not responding? That's the translation.
Oh, if there was only something they could do about it.
Yeah.
به منزله حمله باید باشه. ترامپ اعلام میکرد مثلا امشب من اعلام میکنم.
Why is there like a Naruto, like, you know, EDM beat on? This is Iran International, guys. This is like, in terms of, you know, news reporting, it's the top of the top. I don't know why they put this. I don't know. I got distracted for a second. This is what I listened to when I used to like play video games.
ترامپ اعلام میکرد مثلا امشب من اعلام میکنم. نباید باشیم که اون اله کنه که من بله کنم.
Ele? What's ele?
Okay, so he's saying that Trump is saying that tonight I'm going to do this. You shouldn't wait for him to do that thing for you to then do another thing. If Trump says I'm going to do a thing, you should hit him first. Don't wait for him to attack for you to respond. Just the announcement of the attack should be enough for you to then attack yourself.
گفت من باید بزنم. بگم دفعه بعد حق نداری بگی میزنم. ببینید اینایی که
And he's saying the next time he threatens us, we have to just hit him. We have to wait for him to hit. We just hit him.
Yeah, I mean, technically yes, but he's saying like we should attack in response to him just talking about hitting, not in response to him hitting. We should attack them in response to Trump even talking about it. That's what he's saying.
دنبال فاکتور گرفتن انتقامه. مثل همین دهن نجسی که توی هفته قبل باز شد با آقا مجتبی خصومت شخصیشو بذاره درست پدرشو کشتن یا
What does he mean by that?
I don't know. Who is he referring to?
Let's listen to that again.
فاکتور گرفتن انتقامه. مثل همین دهن نجسی که توی هفته قبل باز شد با آقا مجتبی خصومت شخصیشو بذاره درست پدرشو کشتن یا
Oh, he's just saying someone said this.
I'm gonna figure out who he's referring to. He really went hard against somebody, but
he's saying
I'll have
someone's disgusting, dirty mouth opened up and said something about Mojtaba. I don't know who it was or what they said, but
همین الان خاتمیش اومد گفت نمیدونم من دنبال صلح شرافتمندانم. نه یه همش یعنی این که آقا شما انتقام بذارید کنار. اصلا انتقام با این تفاهم نامه نمیساخت. چون بند یکی تفاهم نامه داره میگه که ارزم به حضور شما که میبینه آقای قالیباف دست پا میزنه میگه که آقا ظهور امام زمان و انتقام خاطر اینکه رفته یه چیزی امضا کرده که با اون شما نمیتونید انتقام بگیرید. اونایی که
Ghalibaf! Oh, that was in reference to Ghalibaf. He's saying, guys, like the people who say, oh, go get peace, they're against us getting revenge. The people who are talking, the whole MOU was basically a contradiction to us being able to get revenge for the killing of Ali Khamenei. So they're after revenge. They want to get revenge for Ali Khamenei being killed. He's saying that signing the MOU was against going and getting the revenge. But then he said, this person who came out said, like, oh, just wait for the Mahdi to come and we will get revenge. Like the person who talked about the Mahdi, you know, the 12 Imam, these people are just trying to steal this revenge from us. Like these people want to get revenge for Ali Khamenei's death. That's a direct reference to what Ghalibaf had said. So this is an attack on Ghalibaf. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. He's attacking Ghalibaf by referring to something Ghalibaf had said. Ghalibaf used the Mahdi that they're all waiting for, as a way to suggest that we could wait for the Mahdi to come for us to get revenge. And he said that indirectly. And Rasai is referring to that quote, saying that these people are just trying to stop us from us being able to get revenge from the people who killed Ali Khamenei. Right, yeah, Omid remembers. There you go. Okay.
فاکتور گرفتن انتقام هستن که انتقام بر انجام نشود. دنبال چی هن اینا در حقیقت؟ این تهدید همچنان بالا سر رهبر شما باشه. همچنان رهبر شما نتونه علنی حضور داشته باشه. خب وقتی
Ooh, Ali, he's basically now,
Yeah.
after months of me saying the theory of Ghalibaf wanting the Americans here as a way to be able to push everyone back, he's now saying it. We were saying this months ago. He's saying that these people, they want the Americans to be here as a threat against our supreme leader. So our supreme leader cannot come out and show himself, right? But I mean, he's changing it a little bit. But I did suggest, remember, like we said this on the show, that Ghalibaf only upper hand over the other parts of the Islamic Republic is because of the presence of Americans here. So he's kind of suggesting that as well, which is very interesting. Does that make sense?
But why is he saying that out loud here?
Because he's taking position against Ghalibaf and Ghalibaf against him.
He's taking a position against Ghalibaf out in the open. Okay.
رهبری نباشه
Yeah.
چه اتفاقی
That's what I told you. Remember I told you that everybody has bent the knee to some degree or another. I told you the only two people that we have to see is Rasai and Nabavian, right? So we saw Jalili bent the knee, Mir Bagheri bent the knee, right? We saw the IRGC leaders bent the knee, not Vahidi, but most of the rest of them. Who else among the Pidari people? Yeah, but then we had to see. So okay, so three people who haven't yet submitted to Ghalibaf is Rasai, Nabavian, and Raifipur. But almost everyone else, Jalili talked about patience, right? The meaning of patience. So he's basically
Although it
trying
seems
to-
like he's kind of playing both sides, saying
Both
where it's
sides.
warmer. Yeah.
Yeah, because you cannot come out and outright say forget the revenge. Then he would lose
This
his
guy
entire
is.
reputation. No,
This guy's
he,
saying,
like I'm saying,
I mean, not forget the revenge. You're right. Yeah.
yeah. So I think if I'm a pro revenge person, there's only 4 people that you could trust. Okay, hey Arzishi, Baradar Arzishi. So I'm talking to the Dorka jihadi people. Okay, there's only 5 sources of information that you could trust right now, right? That is telling you what it's really like. One of them is this guy, Rasai. Mushtaba, you don't hear from him. You don't even know if he's alive. Rasai, Nabavian, Raifipur, President Trump, and my Persian channel. And I'm honest with you guys there. So that's the only 5 sources that the Durka jihadi people. By the way, Ali, I have a video that. Oh no, we already played that. They're admitting it themselves that we played that already last time, right? Where they admitted on their own show that that President Trump is honest. Like, did we play that? Yes.
Yeah, we did.
So guys, for people who are new here, a lot of these jihadi, crazy Durka Islamically minded pro-regime people, they now don't trust the regime officials. Mushtaba is missing in action. And they're now saying that the only person we could trust is President Trump, even though they hate him and they want to kill him. But that's the only source of information that they could trust, because they have come to the realization that everything President Trump had said before was actually true. So that now a lot of the enemies of President Trump in Iran, because they don't trust the regime officials, use him as a source of information to figure out what is actually happening.
I was thinking, okay, so this politician guy came out and said something against Ghalibaf. He's taking a position against him, which is important, the internal in politics. So we can predict, how far or harder is the Islamic Republic, hardliners and moderates, quote unquote, going to fight each other. He's taking a position, but he's also in the Paidari camp, and half the Paidari camp is on Ghalibaf's side, and it looks like half of them aren't. Which makes sense. Because the Paidaris, as you can tell us, are who listens to the Paidaris? Who do they influence?
The people in the street, the last remaining base of support of the Islamic Republic.
The loyalists,
Yeah.
right? The super Durka loyalists. Okay.
The 3%.
So now, the significance of this, correct me if I'm wrong, is if half of the Durka loyalist politicians are saying Ghalibaf bad, and half of them are saying Ghalibaf good.
No,
No, they're not saying that?
They're not saying Ghalibaf good. Oh my God, that would be their end of their legitimacy.
No, but you get
Not
what I
at
mean
all.
in terms of bad and good.
Yes.
It's like, okay, Ghalibaf, let's forget about revenge for the moment. That's good.
No, they're not even saying they're hiding. They never directly would say let's forget about revenge. They would never say that. They have to put it in between the lines. If Jalili comes, so for example, if Jalili comes and says, guys, we can't do revenge right now, we have to do it later, that would immediately be the end of his legitimacy among the Paidari camp. He has to come like, let's today talk about the meaning of the word patience. You know, that's how he should do it.
That's how I'm interpreting it, yeah.
Yes.
So then, based off that, the Paidari camp
not even, let me be clear, not even Ghalibaf will come out and say, we should stop, we can't do revenge right now. That would be like the huge taboo thing to say. You have to be very clever about how you word these things. Very clever. For example, can I tell you, like Pezeshkian yesterday came out, the president of the Islamic Republic, and he wanted to say, stop attacking me. Okay? Everybody's attacking me and stop. But you know how he said it instead? This is how sneaky these people are. He said, this is what he said. Like, this was what he meant, but he never said exactly these words. What he said instead, we should all only be repeating what the Supreme Leader is saying and nothing else. Okay? So we should all just say what the Supreme Leader is saying and only repeat that and not say anything that is deviating from that and it's not that. And nothing else. Basically,
don't attack me.
Yes. So this is see how these people have to talk? It's like a very dangerous world in there. So, but that's basically translation is stop attacking me.
Yeah.
This is why I need to be translating how these people talk. Okay. Even if you translate it to English, it's still not fully translated. You need to translate it one more time.
But my question is, these are the loyalists. They're the percent of the population that it's most important for the Islamic Republic to keep a hold of. And we're seeing some politicians, despite Ghalibaf's effort to keep everyone together, still go against him and criticize him. Is that any more significant than what we're seeing, or is there more significance to that behind the scenes?
Wait, say that again?
The Paidaris are essentially kind of split, right? Is there more significance to that?
No. That's a good point. That's a good observation. That's a very good observation. So the IRGC is split, the Paidari is split, everybody is split. It's pretty.
And can you tell us why this is a real split? This is not staged.
Well, okay. Because of financial and survival interest of different individuals and institutions, right? So what leads to the survival and power of Ghalibaf is different from other segments. So you don't have to trust what people say and do. You have to see what strategy makes them win. So what the strategy that would make Ghalibaf win is different from the strategy that would make Rasai win. So they have to take different positions. This is not based on principle. This is based on the principle. The so-called principles are an excuse. Everything is about wealth and power and survival. Everything, even among the most ideological people, at the end of the day, it comes to wealth, power, and survival. And people's principles ends up always aligning to what makes their institution and their group actually survive and win. So, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but you could see based on the structure of their institutions and their camp, it makes sense for those people for Ghalibaf people to want the MOU to work at, to want the negotiations to work at. And there are different segments. There are the Bunyas, the parts of the IRGC that is controls the economy, and they enrich themselves based on having a monopoly that was created from an isolationist command economy, with making the military, the armed resistance to global Zionism and Western imperialism, make the IRGC the fundamental arm of the Islamic Republic that moves the Islamic revolution forward, which basically puts the IRGC within the center of the entirety of the purpose of the Islamic Republic. That framing and that ideology and that economic structure, that with the purpose of anti-Americanism and anti-Zionism, without competition from international trade and from private businesses inside Iran, is what makes the IRGC so rich and powerful. So they need to maintain that to continue to maintain their power and their grip on the economy, right? So they would be, so even if you see, I don't know, tens of thousands of people in the streets of Iran chanting death to Ghalibaf, death to Arakchi, not even that is organic. That is funded from segments of IRGC to mosques, to Hosseinias, to different hayats, because they need to get that narrative going, because that's what makes them, that framework, that ideology makes them billions every year.
So the IRGC actually kind of suffer from this split as well, don't they?
Yeah, everybody was yeah. I mean, the split is devastating.
So is that why it was pretty beneficial for them to let Ghalibaf unite the remains of the regime? That one of the plus sides?
Yeah, I mean, the parts of the IRGC that are basically giving in to Ghalibaf, they are basically saying that there's no other choice right now. At least not right now.
What if there was another choice? Do you think that if there was another choice in the Islamic Republic other than Ghalibaf, that we would see that be a trigger for an internal civil war?
Say what? One more time.
Some other figure comes out, maybe like, Khomeini's grandson becomes someone really important. Maybe Khatami, maybe Rouhani comes forward, and they offer an alternative for the IRGC. Do you think that's possible? And if so, is that going to cause infighting?
What's your leverage? If you don't have leverage, you're a puppet. If you don't have leverage, you're a puppet of IRGC. Yes.
So
if
there's
you
no
have
one that could, okay.
Unless the Americans want to back somebody up. Because Ghalibaf has leverage, because the Americans are basically killing everybody that doesn't cooperate, like allowing Israelis to kill everybody who is not cooperating with the Americans. So that gives Ghalibaf leverage. But if you don't have leverage, big leverage, then you either would be sidelined, or you are an IRGC puppet, and that's why Arakchi mentioned in his interview that the supreme leader is just decoration, like a teacup.
So there's no one else. So you're saying this one guy who's propped up by U.S. threats, if he's taken out, it's pretty much game over.
Unless the Americans want to put their weight behind somebody else as their inside man. I don't know who. The best person for this job would have been, who would be the best person for this job?
Larijani?
Yes. Good. Yeah, exactly. And the Israelis killed them.
Yeah.
This
Which
would
is
have
why,
been so much easier.
Man, if Mossad, if Mossad's listening, man, it's just, it would really, guys, it would put it would be really bad for the Islamic Republic if they lost the one guy they had right now that's holding everything together. Just the one guy, Ghalibaf. He lives in Tehran.
I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people don't understand how big of a blow killing of Shamkhani and Larijani was to the Islamic Republic. You know, like I know everybody focuses on the fact that Ali Khamenei was killed, but I think a lot of the chaos right now that you see in the Islamic Republic, especially Larijani, I think a lot of people don't know how big of a blow that was to the Islamic Republic.
Okay, so
Nobody like him would have been able to bring people together of all different segments of the Islamic Republic. Like the only, like without Ali Khamenei, the only thing that could potentially act like a glue to connect everything to in the Islamic Republic was Larijani.
Okay, we have some information on the explosion in Tehran. So some new messages from Vahid Online are showing that the people in Iran in that area are saying it was a gas explosion. We hear the sound of fire trucks. There's a lot of them near Square 95 and Mehdi Ali. So apparently it was a gas leak, which we all know what gas leaks mean, ladies and gentlemen. Means Mossad, means Immortal Guard, conducting some sort of operation.
I swear to the God that I started believing in since 30 minutes ago, that when I lived in Iran for 20 years, and we didn't have this many gas leaks and explosions. Like, I swear this was not a thing. It's not a thing. Like, oh, another gas leak. Guys, one of the gas leak explosions, one of the, you know, there was an explosion in this building, and then the Islamic Republic came and said it was a gas leak. The people went there. The gas wasn't even, this was a new building that the gas wasn't even connected. The people showed the gas wasn't even connected. Like, how did you have a gas leak without gas?
So, yeah, I mean, gas leaks, right, guys? Quick update. So we just got you guys the updated information on the explosion in Tehran. I would also like to declare that for the 11th night in a row, the United States is conducting operations in the Islamic Republic and the southern coast of Iran right now. Bring up the map and we can show you. We'll go back to this interview in just a second. In the city of Mahshar, which is one of the ports of Iran, there is apparently extremely heavy bombardment right now. 4 explosion waves were felt from afar, so it looks like some heavy bombings going on. And then also Behpan, which is a little bit up the coast here, on that green marker, is also being very heavily bombarded. We actually, the locals are saying, our city is getting beaten like it's never been beaten before. So the explosions are so strong. I've never seen anything like this before. 4 explosions in a row. All right. So that's some new information. That is of...
These are also gas leaks. Gas leaks in southern Iran, all across southern Iran.
Yeah, so that's some pretty significant. Guys, if you're wondering what these 2 towns are, these are 2 supporting towns in terms of supply and equipment for not only the IRGC, but also this port leading to one of the major cities in Iran, 3 actually. So that's the significance of those towns. And they've been bombarded for the past 10 nights. We'll continue to get information that comes out on that. Let me just double check. Okay. It seems like those missiles were probably from Kuwait. And that's all the information that we have so far. Gotcha. Let's go back to this interview. Oh, he's talking about Ghalibaf. He's like, you can close the parliament, you can do this, you can do whatever you want with the country, apparently.
And run the country by yourself, why don't you? If you can just do all of that.
تهدید همچنان باشه با بودن تهدید شما نتونی مجلس بگن امنیت نیست، مجلس تشکیل نشه، قوه قضاییه تشکیل نشه، دولت تشکیل نشه، واگذار کنی، این میشه آقا مقدمه یک کودتا بدون تعارف. مقدمات یک کودتا خیلی شیک مجلسی اینجوریه. انتقام باید باشه، حتما هم باید باشه، به دلایل متعدد باید باشه، هم از جهت اخلاقیش.
Pause. This is such a big deal, guys.
Wow.
So guys, now you know why they want revenge. They don't just want revenge because of revenge itself. The revenge is an anti-coup measure. So this is a big deal. You have to understand this, because when you guys, this is the type of stuff that you're not going to hear anywhere else, right? Because when you hear these people, we need to get revenge for the blood of our supreme leader. They killed our supreme leader. We need to kill the people who killed our supreme leader. What you hear is that, okay, they're upset. Because they're upset, they want revenge. But then there's different layers to this. There's different layers to this. Asking for revenge is not just, it's not at all actually for getting revenge. Asking for revenge is anti-MOU, anti-negotiation, anti the takeover of the Ghalibaf Arakchi negotiation facing track part of the Islamic Republic. This is a battle for power. This is not about revenge. This is not about revenge. So did you see how sneaky it is? Guys, nothing they say means what it actually means. Rasoi is saying, they come and say they threaten us with like, oh guys, a security measure, there's threats, Americans, and they might, it's for your own security, they're going to close down the parliament, they close down the judiciary, they close down this, they close down that. This is just the preparations for a formal coup. That's why they're doing all of this, they're shutting this all down with the excuse that it's not safe because the Americans and Israelis are here and they might bomb you, but they're just doing a coup. This is a basically full Ghalibaf takeover of the government. And he's saying this is why we need to ask for revenge. That we have to get revenge for many reasons. So he's saying this is the key word, like revenge against Trump, against Netanyahu, is for the sake of stopping the full takeover of the Islamic Republic by the Ghalibaf camp. That's what the point of asking for revenge is. Do you guys let us know, guys? Did you see the layer? Do you understand the layers to this? Do you understand why the funding of the narrative that we need revenge? Let me know in the chat, why are they keep poking the pro-regime people in the streets, funding people, like, go ask for revenge. No, like nothing is done until we get revenge. This is not about really wanting revenge. This is a power play. Let me know if that makes sense in the chat.
This is the coup. That's the coup. That's the internal coup. Quick update for you guys as well. So we have a full resumption of strikes along the southern coast. So Bandar Abbas is being hit again. The Hormozgan province is being hit again. Another round of 11 huge explosions in Bahan. So we actually saw 4 in the first wave, and we see another 11 now. Massive explosions. Because the towns are being hit particularly hard tonight. We also see a missile launch from the Islamic Republic towards, actually, I'm not sure where it's going towards, but we see missile launches. I'm get from Kangavar. Where is that?
Guys, I really love unlayering these things for you guys. So I don't know if I'm explaining it well or not, if it's understandable, because there's so many different layers to this, and I just like to just show you how deep this goes. And I don't know, let me know if it makes sense.
Yeah, and we're going to go back to that. We also have more explosions in Chabahar and Konarak. The entirety of the southern coast of the Islamic Republic is once again being hit. 4 explosions, 11 explosions, sound of fighter jets, bombs. Okay, it's all kicking off. It's the 11th night. 11th night in a row. All right. Let's listen to the rest of this and then read the super chats.
Okay. Oh, there's more.
هم از
Wait,
جهت
there's more.
امنیتی
There's more.
اگه شما این کارو نکنی خب میاد بازم میزنه دیگه. به اضافه این که اگر ما امنیت میخواهیم باید طرف مقابل فکر حمله رو نداشته باشه. کاری که اونا کردن، ترامپ اومد و 1000 تا موشک آماده کردن اگر منو ترور کنین و بزنید اینه. خب ما بعد از تهدید رهبر شهیدمون کسی چنین حرفی زد؟
گفتیم یکی دیگه میزنه.
بعد از ارزم به حضورتون
Okay, I think Aaron's probably just gibberish at the end. We don't care about that. We got the juicy parts.
Yeah, but he just praised Trump though. Did you see that?
He praised Trump?
Yeah, well, indirectly. He said that we should have done what they're doing, what Trump is doing. He said Trump when we said that we're going to take revenge of Trump, Trump said, like, if you kill me, I'm going to come and shower you with like thousands of missiles.
Oh, right.
He said, why didn't we talk? He said, why didn't we talk like that? Why didn't we do that?
That's
No,
actually
he says we didn't.
all they do. They talk big. They're like, oh, we're going to do all this. We're going to hit everyone.
Not
But
the
yeah,
officials.
different. Oh, really?
Just a propagandist. Did you see Ghalibaf ever coming out and saying, we're going to...
Yeah, you're right. Actually, all the IRGC commanders who did say that are pretty much no longer with us.
Yeah. Oh, breaking news.
We do have breaking news. We have, so, I mean, I don't know if you were watching.
By the way, guys, I know, by the way, guys, before you're coming at me, I know Ghalibaf said, like, oh, the Americans would regret this and this, and they were defeated. But that's not the type I'm talking about. All right, Ali, there's so much boom booms. Big ones everywhere.
So as we've been saying, let me cover this. So Bandar Abbas, the Khuzestan province, and Sistan Balochistan and Chabahar, the only oceanic port, they're all being bombarded right now extremely heavily, way more than before. But also, we are seeing explosions in Tabriz, very loud explosions, which is the northwest of Iran. 6 explosion sounds were heard one after another. This could, now we don't know for sure. It could be ballistic missile launches, or it could be bombardment of IRGC targets from the Israelis or Americans. We have to see. We also got confirmation that it indeed was a gas leak in Tehran. No one has died, or so the news is reporting that no one has died.
Wait, who's confirming? The state media?
The state media. The Tasnim News is reporting that no one died.
Well, that's not, don't say, okay,
It's
but
not.
that's
No,
just,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's according to the state media.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we highly doubt that. Looks like a U.S. official has reported that the U.S. has started strikes to degrade Iranian military capabilities, which we've heard every single time. Let me just check to see if CENTCOM has any more information than the words we've heard for almost 2 weeks now. It's becoming a norm. You know, when you report the news on something and it keeps on happening, it's not really news anymore, is it? CENTCOM has not posted about it.
They probably post usually after their operations are over and they say it was concluded. That's what usually happens.
Yeah, they also usually announce that it starts.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't announced it tonight. Interesting. So, yeah. All right. So we're saying all along the southern coast, another night of explosions here. All right. I'm trying to figure out, okay, look, I monitor this stuff, right, guys? And as soon as I start hearing the Allahu Akbar, all of that stuff, God is great, in the pro-terrorist channels, I'm like, okay, it's going down. Something's going down right now. Oh, what is this? Let's see what this says. It's in Farsi from Vahid Online. This might be sounds of more explosions here. It's just Tabriz. Okay. So, again, this is just eyewitness testimony in the city of Tabriz, but they're saying that they heard fighter jets and then right after heard 6 to 7 strong explosions. So this might not be the ballistic missile launches. Could be a high likelihood that this is US jets hitting a major city in the northwest of Iran, very, very far away from CENTCOM. In fact, actually, there is no further away point for CENTCOM to strike. Tabriz is pretty much the furthest away.
Yeah, Tabriz probably gets hit by some US bases in Jordan or stuff like that. That's why the Islamic Republic also, that's probably why the Islamic Republic hit Jordan as well, because that was, one of the many reasons actually. Yeah.
They're saying people in the city though are saying that high-rise buildings were hit. So are these targeted strikes? I mean, again, guys, this is eyewitness testimony. It's dark. There's explosions. It's not clear. The information isn't clear that we're getting so far.
6 more blasts in Mahshar Khuzestan. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. Okay. Getting the news. Yeah, I think this is just going to keep on coming out. So let me just put that on the side of my screen there. All right, so we listened to the interview, which pretty much confirms the massive rift inside the Islamic Republic that's building and building. Oh, man, it would be interesting to see if those high-rise buildings were hit, because that signifies a completely different thing here. Okay. I think it's time for the super chats, and I will keep an eye on this. Boucher is also being hit as well. Okay, so yep, the entirety of the coast. Let's take a look. Our first super chat is from Noah, the Persian American, saying, would it be okay if I send you guys a video to react on? It's a famous British YouTuber talking about the upcoming invasion of Iran with his analysis. Yeah, can you send it to me, the link on School, and I will take a listen to it and see if we can show it.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you, Noah. And the Real Sow saying, again, if the US invades, it will be island taking and a very limited incursion from Iraq to hold ground and arm Kurds or other groups. If the IRGC doesn't come to the table in a few weeks, island taking will happen. It's hard to say. Some things I think are more likely than not, like the island taking. But whether or not they'll arm the Kurds or other groups,
arming the Kurds will be arming the Kurdish. Well, let's not call them the Kurds. You mean the separatists, or the Kurdish separatists, right? Because we have to separate the separatists. We have to separate the separatists from the patriotic Kurdish Iranians, which is the majority of them. So we shouldn't lump them all together. But also arming the separatist Kurdish people is a huge mistake. A huge mistake, and it will make you lose your most important asset, which is the friendship of the Iranian people. You use a huge ally. Yeah.
Yes. Guys, every single, and yeah, thank you, the Real Sal. That's largely, probably what's going to happen, except for the separatist groups that we talked about. So, yeah.
And it was already tried and failed. So why did they try it again?
Yeah. So largely, guys, every message.
Let's be clear, guys. Don't say the Kurds are communists. But the vast majority of Iranian Kurdish people are patriotic, anti-commie people. So don't group all the Kurds with each other. Like, it's very unfair to the Iranian Kurds to be grouped with these terrorists.
Guys, this area, I want to see what your guys' thought is. This area of Iran, let me just zoom out so you can see. See that green marker? This area is being particularly hit very, very hard. Right on the border with Iraq and near Kuwait. Remember, there's a little bit of a gap here between Iran and Kuwait. So interesting, you know, one of the only places where you can launch some troops on the ground has been hit very hard for the past few nights here. Interesting. Wow. Tabriz is being hit again. So those are definitely fighter jets. The next super chat is from Eric Henderson saying Trump has Bibi holding back. So when the USA needs to reload, Bibi can hit them and there's no more ceasefire. I think they'll probably hit at the same time. Like they'll just empty everything they have, destruction, onto the IRGC's heads at the same time. Instead of, you know, tag teaming.
I think the Americans have been doing a lot of reloading during this ceasefire because this hasn't been that heavy for the Americans during the ceasefire. But I do agree that Israel has been somewhat held back. And once they're allowed in, it could be really devastating because they have been waiting to get back into the game. And they have a list. They have a huge list that they want to go through, that they want to finish.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. And Legitimate is saying that 50-kilometer stretch of territory blocking Iran from Kuwait is deep Shia turf. It might as well be Iran.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not just because they're Shia. I mean, you're right, but not just because they're Shia, but because also there's a lot of Shia militia terrorist groups of the Islamic Republic active there as well. That's a good point. That's correct.
Thank you for the super chat there. And Justin is saying A-10s and F-35s will eat those old, obsolete T-72s. The T-72s are a type of tank, and the A-10s and F-35s are jets, for anyone who doesn't know. Oh, yeah, they will. Oh, absolutely. Oh, gee, where is that? Where is that? Ah, okay. I'm going to wait off on that for a bit. But thank you, Justin. I completely agree. Fleshy Interloper is saying, I only see 4 straight transits total today.
Wow.
So 4 ships with their transponders on that have traversed the Strait of Hormuz. That's that's might as well be 0.
Fleshy, do you mind writing in the chat? I'll keep an eye on it. How much is it before all of this started? The average traffic per day is 150 ships a day. Am I getting that right?
At least. It was like more like closer to 200.
200? Okay.
Yeah.
So normal traffic, guys, around the Strait of Hormuz is like 150, 200. So now we're getting 4.
We're getting 4. Yippee! Thank you so much, Fleshy, for keeping an eye on that. And Nechma is saying, the first time I heard someone mention the name Pickaxe Mountain, I thought they were talking about a place in Roblox, not an actual mountain in Iran. Kuhe Kolang. Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
in Farsi,
it's not the most
Kuhe
dangerous.
Kolang.
It's actually, guys, no kidding. It's the most dangerous place on earth for the whole world right now. Pickaxe Mountain is the greatest threat to the whole planet. What's happening there? And most people don't know about it. And we've been talking about it before. Ali, we have been talking about the Pickaxe Mountain months before. Now everybody's talking. You know, when I started talking about Vahidi, everybody was like, who's Vahidi? I was like, oh, keep an eye on Vahidi. And then all of a sudden, months after, the media started talking about Vahidi. When I said, guys, keep an eye on Jalili, I mean, people still don't talk about Jalili. But now we were mentioning Pickaxe Mountain months ahead of time, and now it's all over mainstream media.
Now it's everywhere.
Now it's everywhere. Yeah. So guys, Pickaxe Mountain, I think this is not an exaggeration. It's the biggest threat to the whole world right now comes from Pickaxe Mountain. Is that what do you guys think? Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment.
Let's go through this faster because we're getting more super chats and we're finishing.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Quick update for you guys. This one's pretty interesting. Thank you, Nechma. Pretty interesting one. The air defense over Tehran has been activated, and some unconfirmed reports that the missile cities around Tehran are being hit. So I'm just going to give you the confirmation. The confirmed news is air defense activity Tehran at the moment. And guys, I only have 5 super chats. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Oh, guys, help Ali get his goal.
Almost there. And Channel is saying, make sure they don't sleep for many months in Defin. You know, Channel's been a huge proponent of 24-hour bombing runs on the IRGC to not let them sleep in particular.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want them to sleep.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's his thing. That's his thing.
Thank you, Channel.
Thank you.
And getting more and more preliminary reports about the missile cities around Tehran being blown to hell. Just wait on confirmation, though, from Bahid Online. And Omid is saying this is expected. Khomeini himself, the goat toucher, said he would burn Iran if he was to ever leave.
Where's my goat?
Oh, no.
Khomeini got my goat. Okay. I said Khomeini got my goat. I got it. It's safe. Safe.
Yeah, absolutely right. Thank you so much, Omid.
I got worried for a second. You told me Khomeini and goats. I was like, oh no, where's my goat? It was missing.
Yeah, I'd hope that's like probably the worst thing that could happen to a goat.
This is an asylum for this goat over here in my house, protecting him from mullahs.
Thank you for that. And Steak and Beans is saying, like Israeli Air Force did in the 40-day war, destroy their homes. Tusi said they have typical buildings arranged in all IRGC neighborhoods like the Soviets had. So wives and kids go to the caves with them, make them suffer. They do have neighborhoods like that. They do. But there are civilians there, technically.
See, destroy. They have typical building like IAF did in February, destroys their home. Yeah, I heard. Okay, so what we call them is tunnels. Okay, so tunnels. There are many tunnels built by RGC, but they're for very specific group of people that they could use in case of bombardment. But most even pro-regime people don't have that much protection. So if there is any, even in IRGC neighborhoods, even for the average people, there is not that much protection. Arranged in IRGC neighborhoods like the Soviets. Wait, I don't even understand this. I don't even understand this. Can you?
Well, what?
Can you explain this to me?
Yeah.
What
So
are you
basically,
talking about?
So during the 40-day war, the neighborhoods that would host the IRGC families were being bombarded because they were hiding in their homes, and he wants that to happen again to make them suffer.
Oh, okay. We don't want the children to suffer. Just to be clear, we don't want the children to suffer.
Okay, so let's put that back down, guys. We have confirmation from Vahid Online.
Ooh.
Show you guys that. So Tehran is being bombarded along its peripheries. So the air defense is active, and then he's saying in Paradis, the sound of explosions were coming, several sounds of them. So that looks like those preliminary reports were true about the missile cities and industrial zones around Tehran being bombarded. Keep in mind, last night, Isfahan's drone production industries were also bombarded. In addition to that, we have the Kurdistan region of Iran also being bombarded in Boneh. So it looks like a pretty extensive campaign is happening today. Tehran, Tabriz, Kurdistan, Khuzestan, Sistan, Balochistan, Bushehr province, and Hormozgan province. So 7 different provinces in Iran have confirmed to be under attack.
So Ali, you're telling me that the first explosion that we heard was not a gas leak then? That's what
apparently that was a gas leak, but it happened at the same time.
It wasn't a gas leak.
Guys, it was just the gas company. They shut off that lady's gas. Looks like some of that got stuck
Just
in the
because
pipes.
it wasn't right before these new ones on Tehran, this was a gas leak? I don't think so. Anyways, Shin posted a video of a new attack. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Video. Shin has a video. Just a new video.
And it looks like CENTCOM. Let me pull both of those up. Let's start with CENTCOM and then show you guys the video of the explosions. We have some more as well. As of 38 seconds ago, CENTCOM has posted that they have begun another round of strikes for the 11th consecutive night to, as you guessed it, continue degrading Iran's ability. All right.
Shin has a video. You don't want to show that? Shin.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to pull that up right now. And I'm going to show you that video. And then I have another video from Tabriz. Let's take a look.
This is Khuzestan province.
Southwest of Iran.
Next to Iraq. What are they hitting?
Those are some pretty big smoke clouds. It looks like all these explosions are pretty large tonight. Okay, cool. And then let's get you guys the Tabriz video as well. Pull this back down. Do you mind reading one more super chat while I get a couple videos?
Yes. Let me know. I don't mind. Hold on. Let me remove the ones that we had. Okay, Stick and Beans with a super chat saying, sure, Iranian can point out to all buildings of IRGC, Basij, and police. Take this building down all over Iran. Sure, Iranians can point out to all buildings of IRGC, Basij. Oh, you're saying like they could point it out to the people requesting which ones to be taken out? Is that what that means, Ali? So I think. So yeah, Stick and Beans is saying the Iranians can point out which buildings to be taken out by identifying which buildings are.
Like intel.
I'm pretty sure they know. Oh yeah, I mean when it comes to gathering intel from the Iranian people, I think they want movements. They want to see who's moving where, who's meeting with who. When it comes to the bases themselves, unless there are new temporary bases that needs to be gathered. Information be gathered, the major ones, the ones that have been functional for years now, Mossad, both United States and Israel know that. But there are a lot of Iranians inside Iran that cooperate with CIA and Mossad, and a lot of the intelligence that they share is about some stuff that are a lot more subtle. Sometimes the information that they ask for, you don't even know why this is even important, which is interesting. All right. And then we have Boboism with a super chat saying Trump is born with high IQ. Oh, okay. High IQ is mostly the difference between IQ of individuals is mostly environmental. And also another super chat saying BB is born with high IQ. Okay, thank you. Pro Trump, a BB and Trump fan. Boboism. Can't argue with that. And then we have Nechama Glock with a super chat saying JD is from the Peter Thiel camp. He has no reason to wake up. He's coming with an agenda, not logical reason. Even if he understood, he'd pretend not to. Completely agree. 100%. We got 2 gems. Thank you so much, Gene. A silver star. We got Boboism with another super chat saying, why do liberals have suicidal empathy? Not liberals, leftists. We need to take back the word liberal from these leftists. But no, I know what you mean. Why because they have a revolutionary fetish that they're trying to live by having other people, because they hate success, and they see power as an evidence of evil. They see power as evidence of evil, so they support the weak even if the weak is evil, because they think weakness means that you're on the right side. So they support the worst ideas that make people weak, because they think weakness means that you're on the right side. That's the reason. And then we're going to the super chats with confetti. Thank you so much, Deborah, getting us to our goal. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Deborah.
And then we have, thank you. And then Sarah saying, wait, here for the alien analysis and interruption and interpretations. Did I read that right? Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Yuval is saying, weaken the mechanisms of oppression to incompetence. Ooh, you know what? Actually, that's a very good point, Yuval, because that's the only thing that the Islamic Republic is not incompetent in. Everything else they're incompetent in, that's the only part that they're good at, oppression and suppressing the Iranian people. So yeah, that's the part that needs to get weakened. Bill Moore with the super chat saying, I want to see more checkpoint heads. Oh my god, yeah, those were the good days. Those were the good days because everything was destroyed and we were moving to preparing the Iranian people uprising. The checkpoints were there, and then all of a sudden it stopped. But yeah, those were the good days. Hopefully we'll have those days again. So I agree. And then Ben there, done that. Just celebrating 1 month of membership. Thank you for being with us here for 1 month. And
thank you.
Mir Schreiber, I nailed that. Saying, hi Armin, I sent you a clip of Netanyahu via email. Ooh. Okay, I don't know if I. Here's the thing. I get so many emails per day. I don't know if I'm gonna. Okay, I'll try to look for it. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. And then CRWMIFY, thank you for the super chat, saying more and more air tankers are appearing close to Iran. It appears the fireworks are beginning. Javid Shah, you know what? This was sent to us before it started. This super chat, you sent us the super chat right before it started. So wow. Right, you gave us a super chat few minutes before it happened. Good job. Really good job. You got it. And I started this comment because it was funny. Because saying Armin prayed and his prayer was answered. That happened live on air, guys. See, I'm an atheist. And I was like, Ali was like, we have breaking news. And I said, boom booms in Tehran. And then Ali said,
and there were boom booms in Tehran.
There are boom booms in Tehran. Right after I went like this. Guys, Tehran. It's a miracle. It's an atheist miracle. God has been proven to be real, and we proved it here.
Yes. If we prove it here, then it's real.
Yes. Omid with the super chat saying, "Forgive us, Iranians. We tend to forget to turn the stove off." Yes, guys. Sorry, there's so many. There's all gas leaks all over Iran, so we can't help it. We forget.
That's funny,
and that's the only thing we forget. Yeah.
Your favorite.
Yeah, dumb motherfucker with a super chat saying, at the airport traveling to at the airport. You're at the airport. Oh, happy travels. At the airport traveling to Greece. I'm drinking. Sorry guys. Love you all. Don't apologize to us. Okay. Enjoy it. Enjoy your short life. I'm just kidding. Love you all. Love you all, Payande Iran, and never forget the lions and roses that were lost. Oh, that's beautiful. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, BT June with the super chat saying, quick update. Armin believes in Hashem. Yes, and she marked the time as well. How could I not? I prayed and it was answered. And then ask and you shall receive. And Thank you, BT. Roman Cabbage with a super chat saying, this gas leak wasn't us. Next 5 aren't us either. Oh, I know that joke. I know that joke. Good job. If you know, you know. I know what you're referring to. John, celebrating 26 months of membership. Wow.
Whoa.
This is loyalty. Saying, best way to learn Persian, من خیلی جدیدم نیست من خیلی جدیدم هیستم. Okay, that made no sense. So you need to learn. So you need to whatever the best way to learn Persian is. It's not what John is doing. So I don't know what the best way is, but it's not what John is doing. So try something else. Figure out what John is doing and do the opposite. Okay. All right. So let me see. Leslie with a super chat is saying USA bombers left UK 1 hour ago. Confirmed. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys saw this coming. And then we got 2 gems. Thank you for the gems from somebody swim. Somebody who likes swimming. I see it in the Swim Master. CRWMIFY saying the music in that video you were showing sounds like Gayatollah IRGC special movie. Yes, exactly. I don't remember, but I 100% agree. Oh, the song, the video game song. Oh, I get now I remember. Channel 0071 saying Matt Durka Penguin forgotten gas bill gets cut off. Boom. Exactly.
Yeah, what if it was her house?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I know what the video that she's referring to. Okay, now I remember. Now I connected the dots. Okay. Sarah with the super chat saying, Armin, your haircut is looking fresh, bro. Love you too. Well, thank you. Love you guys.
Ooh.
Love you, Sarah. And no, thank you for noticing. I appreciate you noticing. And okay. And then Gene with the super chat saying, let's get Ali to his goal. Yes, guys, let's get him to his goal.
Yes, thank you so much.
Does he have confetti now?
Not yet.
Are you? Not yet. Okay, getting there. Gene is saying, let's get Ali to his goal. Thank you for all the information, Ali. This is great. Very much appreciated. Ali is the best. Ali
thank you.
Yes. Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Yuval is saying, go on. You wanted to update?
Yeah, I want to show you guys a couple of videos. Yeah. Sorry, Yuval, real quick. Guys, we have this video posted by Shin of or I don't know what this is. It's an anti-aircraft truck or something like that from Mashhad, so southwest of Iran. And I can't tell, is this a anti-aircraft gun that got hit by the United States and kept on firing? Is that what just happened? Let's see. So you see the explosion. And I can't tell if it's firing or not.
Usually they sound a lot more if they're firing.
Yeah.
They sound a lot louder if they're firing.
Wow. So it was right there. Yeah, so whatever that used to be doesn't exist anymore. Interesting. And then I tried to speak and I couldn't. We also have video from Tabriz, northwest of Iran, where you can hear the sound of the explosions. So those are the couple of videos. We're also seeing that we have more air defense activity being activated over Tehran, but it's much more intense this time. It's much more intense. So northern air defenses are now active. Eastern are also active. Yep. All right. And then the southern coast, the entirety of the southern coast is still being bombarded. So The strikes are ongoing actively as we speak to degrade the capabilities of the Islamic Republic. Okay, so here's what's happening. They're striking the southern coast to degrade the ability to hit the Strait of Hormuz. So that's all Strait of Hormuz operations down there. But then the strikes near Tehran and Isfahan and Tabriz and all of them, those are meant to destroy the industries that produce more drones. All right. Our next super chat is from Yuval saying, if the U.S. seizes ground on the mainland, it must hand it to free Iranian forces as soon as possible, lest it will be dragged to a war of attrition, leading to losing the PR front at home and consequently the whole war.
100%. This is the way. Get you all to the White House. Get you all to the White House. 100%. And yeah, arm the Iranian people with under the management leadership of Princess of Pahlavi with coordination of his team. Nobody else, not the separatists, the patriotic Iranian people of all ethnicities in Iran, under the management and leadership and coordination with Princess of Pahlavi and his team. Perfect plan. I agree.
And that would speed things up so much.
Yes, and you'll get the highest return for your investment.
Absolutely. And we can pay for it with the Islamic Republic oil tankers.
Exactly. Exactly. And then Americans wouldn't have to pay anything. Not only the Americans wouldn't lose money on this, they will make a profit for their services.
All right, so Shin has come out with more confirmation that 5 huge blasts were heard from Parchin complex east of Tehran. So these are the missile cities or missile industries that produce components for the drones and missiles. Those are getting hit pretty heavily. Just think about this, like the strikes have been creeping up. We're hitting Tabriz, we're hitting Tehran, around Tehran. More consistently. We hit them a couple of times before, a few days ago, but now we're hitting them again. So it's definitely everything's pointing towards escalation.
Yep, as we said.
Yep.
You know what it's missing right now, other than arming the Iranian people? Israel.
Yeah.
You know, Israeli fighter jets are at the borders of Iran. They're going like, let me in! That's what they just are doing.
Absolutely. That would be a huge turn. It would be a huge turn in the war, a huge signal that Israelis are in there.
We get like
Joanne,
some serious high-level people in the next at least couple of, at least a week.
Yes.
High officials taken out.
They get everyone in leadership, take out all the leadership except for the Mossad agents in the Islamic Republic, and we're good. And Joanne gifted me 1 membership. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I think Mad Steve actually got that membership. So, and BT saying, "Yay, boom booms! Praise be Allah, the breaker of the arrogant." Yep.
No, that's not how you read it. Okay, you say, "Praise be to Allah, the breaker of the arrogance." There you go. I did it.
Thank you, BT. Hope everything's good as well, BT. Thank you so much. And Fizz Andresis is saying, "Thanks for all you guys do." No problem.
Thank you.
So what happens when our goals are aligned?
Thank you for being here with us and supporting us.
Yes, thank you. And Sweet Master, why did that start? Sweet Master with the 10 gems, saying gold coin. Thank you so much. And Noah saying Adiomi has 5 super chats. Also just sent you the video. Okay, I'll take a look later on. And thank you so much for that super chat. Bill Herman said, "So much great information. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. It's people like you that keep us going
and supporting us. Thank you for support, guys. Everyone else, you could also like the stream. That one you could do that for free. That helps us a lot. And thank you for everybody who's liking the stream. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, where is Zanjan? That's
You could look at that. I'll go through this while
Okay.
you look at that. Yeah. Unless it's directed as you, I will tell you. Somebody's okay. What does this mean? I'm not a gamer. Press F. Or is that like F in the chat?
What do you say?
Never mind.
Press
Never
F.
mind.
Yeah, it means like rip, like rest in peace.
Oh, okay. One membership by Joanne to Ali, to somebody in Ali's chat. Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you again, Joanne. Really appreciate that.
And John with a super chat saying, I know multiple Iranian corps. They're very Javid Shah. Yeah, very, very patriotic. Very Javid. I like, I've never heard that before. They are very Javid Shah. I'm going to use that. They're very Javid Shah.
I'm very Javid Shah.
Instead of calling them patriotic, we're going to call them they're very Javid Shah. Good one.
Thank you, John.
All right. Thank you, John.
Yes.
Miss Hypnotic saying, what was the fire on Shiraz Mountain about today?
Yeah, so it's actually about this. Let me pull it up for you. Have you seen them, by the way?
No.
Okay. So this is what Shiraz looks like. It looked like last night.
Oh, you have to remove the comment here.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
This is what Shiraz looked like last night. The hills are pretty much completely on fire.
Why?
We're not sure why. It could be because the night before the fires are reaching the city, the outskirts were bombed, and some people are saying maybe it's because of that. It's very unclear as to what started them, but that's probably my best guess. And
guys, that's where I grew up. That's my childhood. That's my city.
Yeah.
That's my mom's city. I grew up there.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like, pretty much. The hills are burning. That's what's going on. But we're not sure why. It's hard to say. But thank you for keeping an eye on that. It's really appreciated.
Thank you.
And thank you, Miss Hypnotic. And Joanne saying for the goal, Ali. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
For the
that.
goal!
Yeah,
For the Horde.
think-
Alliance.
Yeah, for the Horde.
Yeah, Alliance. Sorry, I
And
picked up.
thank you for the gems, Noah. Jennifer Smith with the super chat saying for kitty treats. Thank you so much. He is very particular about them. I'll get some today. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And Eric Henderson saying people need to remember we don't need to attack from the sea. We have troops all around Iran. We can do a ground invasion. We can, but limited. We're not going to be marching on Tehran. It's not going to be happening.
Well, I mean, there's political limitations to that as well. There's no appetite for that. The United States is democracy, so the American people should want, like, it would require them to want that, and they don't. So there's that issue. So yeah, there's more political limitations than military limitations.
Yeah, and 50,000 troops is not going to cut it to march on Tehran.
Yeah.
But the
the
limited ground invasion, absolutely.
Remember, like how many American troops marched on Iraq? Like hundreds of thousands, like more. It was
Hundreds
more than
of thousands.
Like,
It was probably like 1 million.
So,
yeah.
No, not a million. I don't think it was like not 1 million. Like I don't know, 200,000, something like that. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. But whatever it is, you need like much more for Iran. Iran is so much bigger.
It was so between 2003 and 2011, there was over 1.5 million U.S. service members.
No,
to
their
Iraq.
first ground invasion that toppled Saddam.
The initial ground invasion was 300,000 personnel.
Okay, so 300 personnel made Saddam fell, so led to the fall of Saddam. So Iran is so much bigger. It's much more like a fortress with the mountains around it. And the Islamic Republic has more resources on the ground than Saddam had back then, right? So if you need 300,000 for the initial push to topple the regime in Iraq, you need like, I don't know, much more. I don't know how much more, but much more for Iran.
I agree. We have another round of explosions going off on Paradis, the missile city, and I think it was also a nuclear site at one point, east of Tehran. We'll keep on going. Thank you, Noah, for the gems. And Amir the Cricket is saying, it's such a cute cow, Armin.
Amir, I thought you too, brute. It's a goat. It's a goat. Say it. Say it. It's a goat.
Guys, is that a goat?
That's a goat.
And thank you so much for that. And Iman, USA, is saying, how would you guys summarize the current state of internal tension in the Islamic Republic? I need a recap of where the political pressure points are. Thank you. So we got Ghalibaf trying to pull everyone together. Opposing him is some commanders of the IRGC. Ghalibaf is fearing for his life because he could at any moment be, taking out an assassination attempt. He's propping up himself using American threats. So if anyone opposes him, he'll, use the Americans to kind of take them out. Is kind of his strategy. And as long as the Americans are there, he's kind of the running the show person. So he's technically behind the supreme leader in terms of importance, but he probably has more power than the supreme leader at the moment in terms of internal government. The regime supporters are pretty split. Half of them are like, what the hell is Ghalibaf doing? And half of them are like, hey, supreme leader, revenge. What are we doing? What's going on? So they're trying to get that other half that hate Ghalibaf to start hating on the IRGC. If they pull down the IRGC, Ghalibaf rises in power, and I think he's in a better spot because of that. Did I miss anything?
This is how I would summarize it. There's 5 segments of the Islamic Republic. One of them has been sidelined, right? Well, let's just focus on 4. There are 4 segments of the Islamic Republic: the IRGC, the Paidari camp, the negotiation-facing track, and the Supreme Leadership Office, right? So the Paidari camp is an ideological pressure camp where the people are like, oh, revenge, the ideals of the revolution, Allah, Hussein, go for full revenge, don't betray the supreme leader. That's the people, okay? We call them the streets because they're the ones who are in the streets always chanting and protesting to put maximum pressure on the United States, Israel, and the Iranian people, the streets. IRGC, the ones with the guns and all the money, okay? With the most weapons and the money. We call them the boots. Then we have the Supreme Leadership Office. We call them the turban. And then we have the negotiation-facing track, which is basically mostly Ghalibaf, Pezeshkian, and Arakchi. We call them the suits. So we have the streets, the boots, the turban, and the suits, right? So what's happening? Here's the summary. The streets are getting more divided in their strategy to hold the regime responsible. And they don't even know that they're getting divided. The suits are making their way into the streets, causing division among them, causing some of them to turn against the other ones, but slowly, gently, and very cleverly. The turban, which is the office of the supreme leadership, is becoming more and more irrelevant. It always enjoys mostly soft power, and it's becoming so irrelevant because of Mujtaba not missing in action. So much so that Arakchi basically indirectly compared it to decoration on the table in his recent interview. And Arakchi belongs to the suits. The IRGC, my guess is that is dividing as well towards pro-Ghalibaf and anti-Ghalibaf people, and they're making moves against each other as we're speaking. So the IRGC the boots are also getting divided, right? So the streets have always been not very strong. They're only an ideological pressure, and the Ghalibaf is making great moves against them. The IRGC is divided. The supreme leadership is becoming irrelevant. Ghalibaf has turned the suits part of the Islamic Republic, which used to be the weakest part, into the most powerful part of the Islamic Republic because of he's leveraging the fact that the Americans are there and their threat as a way to make himself the main kingmaker within the Islamic Republic. I shouldn't say kingmaker. The main power, the main decision maker within the Islamic Republic. But he's flying so high that he might burn and crash at some point, especially if the Americans stop using him as their inside man. So that's the summary of where we are right now. Let me know if that made sense, or let me know if that was a good summary and if it was understandable.
Yep. With that, Iman, I hope you got a good understanding. We have a couple more super chats here. I'm going to give you guys updates as we're going through it. The entirety of Tehran now has air defenses active. Previously, it was just the east. Now it's north, south, central, and western. All have air defense active. Judging from the explosions and that they're hitting Parchin, I'm pretty sure these are B-1 or B-2 bombers. Multiple people are coming out and saying through various Islamic Republic news channels that they see drones in the skies of Tehran. So it looks like maybe these anti-air defenses are trying to hit those drones. It's nothing crazy. We've seen that before. They're probably reconnaissance or something of the sort. We're not really sure.
Big. This looks really big. This might be really big, Ali. This looks like we're getting into some serious. Guys, do you think this might be the beginning of a full-scale operation like we saw before? Because this is Tehran we're talking about.
We do know the invasion or the big operation is pretty much imminent. It can happen at any moment. As I said, the paper is on the president's desk. It's more of just when is he going to approve it to happen.
Guys, we might be going for the third war. The first war. This might be. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
The first war, guys, was in the 12-day war, June 2025. The second war was the 40-day war, starting in February 2026. This might be the third one. We might be getting started.
So Shin reported, as I told you guys, that anti-air defense activity was all across Tehran. I gathered all the spots. So right after he said the last one, which was intense AA activity over Western Tehran, we now have confirmation that there are explosions in Western Tehran as well.
Okay, this is big. Okay, this is big. Everybody strap in. Put your seatbelts on. We're going for a ride.
Wait. What does this mean? Hold up. Let me get this to you. Guys, what does this mean? I'm actually not 100% sure. I'm not being sarcastic, by the way. I know I sounded like it, but what does this mean? For anyone who's a fighter jet pilot or was or in the military, Shin is reporting that over Arak, very close to Tehran, in the grand scheme of things, over Markazi province, the central, wingmen spotted. What does that mean? What is
just
wingmen?
ask AI. So yeah, what does this mean? Short answer. Just ask AI. I'm doing that now. Okay, this post claims that MQ-28 Ghost Bat combat drones, often referred to as wingmen, have been spotted in the airspace over Arak, Markazi province, Iran. Central province in Iran. So MQ-28 Ghost Bat combat drones.
Gotcha. And then we have another post from Shin again right now, saying another 5 blasts in eastern Tehran. So guys, there was a blast in western. Now we're hearing 5 more in eastern. So eastern Tehran has been primarily getting hit around the missile city of Parchin and Pardis. Those are what's going on right now. We're going to continue to keep an eye on that. Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine what the sky over Tehran looks like right now. It's just probably full of exploding artillery shells from the anti-aircraft guns.
Right.
Okay. Oh, we actually have videos. Okay, nice. Shin has got us videos. I wasn't going to show you guys anywhere else. Here we go. Oh, wow, we can actually see them shooting into the air there as well. This is what Tehran looks like as of right now. All right, so there's that video, and there is this video. Before, people would go up to like up the foothills of Tehran, and they would just watch the explosions. And this looks like they're back in that spot again right now. You can see some rounds in the air there. Interesting.
Five blasts in eastern Tehran.
Yep. So as of now, guys, let's just make sure you know, Tehran itself, the city, isn't receiving direct strikes within the city. Like, no leadership is being targeted, was what I'm saying. We're seeing the peripheries, the parts around the outside of the city, the outskirts, those are being hit. And it's the Americans, and judging from the spots that they're hitting, I would pretty much guess from the intensity of the blast, pretty much guessing that these are B1, B2s, the same ones that we might have seen take off earlier from England. Okay. There we go. And yeah, that's what we see so far. The entire city is awake. Our next super chat is from Sarah Ocean saying, because sisters help out their little bros, hugs.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. Thank you, Sarah. And Joanne saying, happy birthday, Armin. Happy birthday!
Thank you. Thank you. I'm probably going to get happy birthday on almost every day except my actual birthday. You know, on my birthday, people are too busy. So my birthday is on Christmas. So yeah, I might as well collect it now. So thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Happy birthday, Joanne, to you as well. Happy birthday, Ali.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Harold, for the gems. Sunny LaBeouf is saying, Armin, what would be your plan if Iran is free? Would you start a business? Like how Sina, Tusi says he wants to open Tehran's first British pub. I don't know where you got Sina from.
I would do more of what I'm doing in Persian. Because one thing that I don't like about the Persian channel is that everybody has to use fake names and we don't see each other's faces. You know, when we have shows, when we have like on this, I have a community, I have a Persian community, guys, on my, so I have a Persian channel that I stream that most of my audience is from inside Iran, and connected to that, I have a Persian Discord server where my community is like mostly people from inside Iran, and you know, 80% of Iranians inside Iran, 20% Iranians outside of Iran. And most of the community there always, you know, we don't know each other's name, like we don't know their names, we don't know their what they look like, and we've been friends for years. For years we have been friends, and we don't even really get to know them completely. And then finally, when Iran is free, a lot of these people keep saying, like, can't wait to finally turn on my camera one day. Can't wait. Guys, look at this. So many Iranians say, can't wait to see what it feels like to use my actual picture on my profile picture. Because most of these people, when they want to express themselves, they can't. Because, you know, because they have to hide their identity, right? So they're like, I don't know what it's like to use my actual picture on my profile. So soon, once that happens, what I want to do is just do what we're doing on the Persian channel already, but a lot more. So there.
Good answer. Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you.
And the next super chat is from Ron Robinson. Thank you for the gems. And
thank you.
Omid saying, what do you think Khamenei is doing right now in hell? I think for every blast that's being dropped on the Islamic Republic, he's something's happening to him. If I had to guess, I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Wow. I thought something that I can't say.
Yeah, we can't
Good,
say.
good.
We can't say, but you know what I'm thinking.
I mean, neither of us believe in hell, but I came up with
Yes.
something funny.
If only we could. If only we could. But yeah, Omid, thank you so much for the super chat. And Bill is saying, how about the possibility of Iranian soldiers invading from the south with the help of America?
Yes, and you pay for it with the oil tankers. That's what we have been saying. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we have been suggesting all this time. So you get, yeah, one.
No, you go on.
No, that basically that's the plan that we have been suggesting all of this time, starting from Bandera Post, or maybe if you want to be safer for the Americans, Chabahar, but eventually, like, liberate one city, start an army there by vetting, very important, training, and then arming the Iranian people, provide air support and charge for it by seizing the oil tankers of the Islamic Republic in the Persian Gulf, give it to the Iranian army to sell it in the oil market, take the money, pay the Americans for their air support of the newly formed Iranian army, liberate the entirety. Don't go north, don't march towards Tehran, go east and west. Liberate the entire southern Iran so that you could suffocate the Islamic Republic because they don't have access to the Persian Gulf anymore, so they lose their oil and gas revenue. Then start moving upwards north, and then that way, once you get high enough, then the Islamic Republic will lose important access to be able to threaten the Strait of Hormuz. So the Strait of Hormuz will be liberated. Bring the Ukrainians in and pay them with the oil tankers that were seized to train the Iranian army, and pay the Ukrainians for giving Iranian people drones and for training them, and that money will go get the money that you're paying the Ukrainians will go and be used against Putin as well. So that's a double win. This has already been done in Syria. Ukrainian soldiers trained this opposition to Assad in a few months, and they became very efficient. They're very efficient at it after only a few months training, and now it's even easier than before to get trained on them. So this has already been done. So yeah, there you go. And all of this has to be done with the leadership of Princess of Pahlavi and with the coordination and management of his team. That's the plan. That's the ultimate plan. And it's the most cost-effective plan because you are arming the Iranian people with the oil that already belongs to them, with the oil money that already belongs to them. So it doesn't cost the Americans. It doesn't require American boots on the ground because we already have Iranian boots on the ground. It's politically the most cost-effective one, and it's financially the most cost-effective one as well. And it doesn't require just putting guns in random places in Iran where you would be basically arming the IRGC. It requires vetting, training, and then arming, mostly with drones. That's the ultimate plan. That's the plan that works. Yeah, that's the plan that works. That's how you do it.
There you go, Bill. There you go. And Lou and Kay is saying, keep up the great work. 9 of 10, almost there. Yeah, I think it's broken, actually. But thank you so much. Yeah, it's broken. And Sarah got us to 10, but it didn't go to 10.
No, what was the time limit that you put on it? 2 hours?
Yeah, it ends in 3 hours. It ends in 16 minutes. So I think it's just broken.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks so much, Lou and Kay. And Michelle became a YouTube member. Welcome on board. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Biz Andricist saying, for Ali's Kotlet Fund, hopefully to use soon. Ooh. What should I use it for?
Kotlets for the kitty.
Kotlets for the kitty? Yeah. Guys, we got to 10. We got to 10. It's broken. Thank you so much. And Julio, thank you for the generous super chat saying, YC, thank Armin, Amir, Franciconti, Sarah, Dr. H, Paul, and many more. United States. Thank you so much.
Wait, this was to you, by the way. This was a super chat on your.
Oh, thank you.
Hold on. Let me
appreciate
decipher.
it.
Did you understand what it means? Let's decipher that.
They're different people that they're thanking.
Oh, you get it? I thought we had to decipher.
You can. I think you're saying you can thank Armin, Amir,
Oh,
Francie Conti, Sarah, Dr. H, Paul, and many more. Yes, I will thank them. Although I'm not sure who
Thank you.
Francie Conti is.
Thank
you so much, Julio.
So these are okay. Thank you so much. That was very generous. Thank you.
Yeah, very generous. Thank you so much.
I think these are people in your chat that need appreciation.
They do need appreciation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very kind of you. And next super chat is from Sarah Ocean saying, "Free Iran soon. Javid Shah. Payende Iran. Hugs." Javid Shah. Thank you so much, Sarah, who also said, "For Kotlet and confetti. We're close, guys. And because I have OCD and it was stuck at 9. Yeah, I don't know why it's still stuck at 9, but you did it. You absolutely did it. Thank you so much." Thank you.
And thank you,
everyone.
Thank you again to Julio as one more time because that was a generous super chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you, Julio. Thank you so much.
Julio.
So let's get some updates and wrap it up. The updates are another round of explosions on the southern coast of Iran cities. The air defense in Tehran is still active, meaning that there's still something there, or maybe not. Maybe they're shooting at nothing. And that is largely what we've seen. Check my other sources here.
We should make sure we keep the stream under 3 hours because it will be hard for the editor to upload it.
Let's read this last one. It says, Omid, thank you for the super chat, saying Kotlet stream on Ghalibaf death. I will promise you we will have Kotlets at some point, which is completely unrelated to anyone, potentially dying here. That would be terrible if anyone died, but there will come a day where I will eat a certain food on stream just for YouTube there.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Omid. We all have to eat kotlet together. Guys, if you live near a Persian store, we have to go buy them. You have to go buy them.
Oh my God. Can I eat popcorn instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
It's fried food, that's why.
So with that, we're going to leave you guys off with that. People in Tehran are saying that the situation tonight is truly like a war from all of the anti-aircraft activity that they're hearing. And we will be back tomorrow at the same time to give you guys the other round of updates that have happened in the next 24 hours, starting from now. Please make sure to subscribe to both of our channels, and we will continue to be your best source of Iran-related news.
Yes. So, guys, make sure on my chat, go and subscribe to Ali's channel. I'll put that in the link. And on... Wait, hold it. Where is this? Oh, yeah. And people on Ali's... Yeah, I'll do it. That's
okay.
I got you. Okay, thank you. Because I have this thing. Look at this. I make it pretty with the PV and everything. Okay, so people on Ali's channel, I put the link to Liberty Politics on the chat. So you go subscribe to that. And then, guys, don't forget our monkey, who's going to go live soon after us. So I'll post that in both chats. Go and watch his stream that is coming up. He's going to be covering something, usually American politics related stuff. And yeah, wherever you're watching this, follow that, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And thank you to everybody who is liking and commenting and sharing, engaging with the channel in any ways. We appreciate you guys. And Fizz Inches just gave us a super chat saying, so Armin, my bug brother, not big brother, bug brother, doesn't feel left out. Yes, bug brothers.
Yay.
Me and Fizz Inches are bug brothers. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, that's becoming a thing, by the way, on our channel now. All right, guys, we're gonna go, and thank you for being with us today. And Ali, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
The best coverage. Without exaggeration, Ali, every single time, the best coverage on Iranian politics anywhere on YouTube or any other stream, without competition. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And Armin has the deepest understanding of the internal workings of the Islamic Republic out of everyone, Iran or not. That's why we watch. Thank you guys so much.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys same time tomorrow. And until then, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainian, Cuba Libre, Long live America, Javid Shah, Hayande, Iran. See you guys tomorrow.